The following is a presentation of the That Feelin' Podcast Network, reminding you to always question the answers.
Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Eat it. Eat the cake. Yeah. Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Well, all right. I bet you thought you stumbled on another podcast. Of course you're right, but let me tell you about the contrast. It's really different, not an X in front of Comcast. We cover anime today and other times past. Listen and learn in that order, then replay. Be entertained by Mac, Jackie, and EJ. Three hosts doing way more than the most, proving you can pay the lion, but it's all in the approach. Originals and sequels, the newbies and the Ichigos. The world's up in flames to the ones more peaceful. The weapons or the Shuto, manga, Naruto, Monkey D. Luffy, and a lot more that you know. Subscribe, hit the like, give the algorithm life beats. We trying to get the same pie that Apple took a bite from. Join the conversation, let us know if you can relate. If not, you still might be forced to eat the cake. Anime, hey, hey, eat the cake. Hey, hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime, hey, hey, eat the cake. Hey, hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime.
We back.
We'd
like to, I know last episode we were talking about, hey, we're building this bracket, and we still are, but as I was at work this week, my phone, it gives me notifications on stuff that I'm interested in. It's just like, hey, the nominees for Crunchyroll Awards have been put out. So I'm like, let me check these out. And I know we did a show earlier, kind of late last year when we were discussing who we thought should be nominees for a certain category. So I thought this would be a good time to just circle back real quick. One, to see how spot on we were with some of these takes. And two, to see if, you know, how we're feeling with what the judges and behind the scenes people decided for the nominees this year. As always, I'm the homie Mac, aka your boy, joined by my other homies, Jackie and EJ. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing really good.
Okay. So without further ado, because there's a lot to get into, a lot of stuff to talk about. 'Tis award season, so let's get talking about these nominees.
I liked that.
That was a very good position. I felt underdressed for it. That's how good it was. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Where's my
my teeth.
So I'll go ahead and bring the screen up so the people watching along can follow along. But here we go. The nominees. I think we should. Which one should we start? Because I would like to end with our thoughts on anime of the year. There's a lot.
Second one down then.
What's that?
Let's start with these right after that.
Underneath anime of the year.
Yeah, let's start with film of the year.
Film of the year, I thought was going to be a pretty competitive category. We had, I know, at least three. Well, for me, two major ones in the theater to a general release with Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, and Chainsaw Man, Res Arc. Netflix did put out the 100 meters, which again I'm a fan of. Scarlet was one that I was trying to get to, and I think EJ, you mentioned it. You brought it up when we were talking about the anime movies that have come out this year and what's due to come out. The only ones I haven't been spun up on is Mononoke and then the Rose of Versailles. That are here, but of these 6 movies, which one are you leaning towards, Jackie? I don't know. How many of these have you seen?
So honestly, I only saw Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer. What I know about 100 meters is what we talked about. We were looking at the animation style and watching like the videos on YouTube, which was absolutely insane. And then from the reviews that I read from people of just how good like the movie was for, especially for a sports movie and it being all about like track and field.
Yeah.
Scarlet, same thing. All the reviews that we did and watched where people like said the animation and the music was good, but then like the story was kind of lacking and people felt like it was kind of all over the place. I was gonna watch The Rose of Versailles because I really liked the way that it looked. I don't know if you ever watched, it was this anime that came out back in like the 90s, 2000s, and I cannot remember the name off for the life of me, but it was a girl with purple hair and a girl with pink hair, and there was like a rose, and they would like dance and kind of have this like power, and it was definitely like some like LGBTQ pro show. But for back in the day, that was like rare, but like that type of style was really, really pretty. And that's what this reminded me of. And I cannot remember what the what that show is called, but I watched the trailer for this because I was actually going to watch it the other day.
Is it streaming somewhere or?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, is this one? Okay. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it's on
I wasn't
Netflix.
sure it was on. Yeah, okay. So it's already, but I thought it was still. Is it? Or is it
Yeah. So it's about basically the queen of I think it's the Queen of Elizabeth. She that's her, like she's the princess right now. She's going to be the queen, and it's about the Rose of Versailles, which is that prince looking person, but it's not a male. It's a woman. And it goes through like I don't know if they're gonna have a romantic relationship. I think it seems like they will. But it's really pretty and it looks really great. And I've seen like really great reviews about it as well. It got an 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
The only thing is for me, like when you throw on there Chainsaw Man now and Demon Slayer for all of these. I haven't seen Mononoke, so I can't comment on it at all. Mononoke has a unique art style, and like the trailers that I've seen are cool. But The Rose of Versailles is very romantic, and then if there is a relationship between that prince and the princess, and they're both women, like some people aren't gonna like totally vibe with that, unfortunately. And then Scarlet with like people being disappointed with the story, and 100 meters. Not everyone's a sports fan.
Yeah.
Regardless. But regardless of that, what my pick was, no matter what, all of these movies even with the reviews were really good, was Chainsaw Man, even though Demon Slayer is really great. Only because Chainsaw Man had a good beginning and it ended. The soundtrack, the art style, the animation, the acting with it, Reese as a character was so cool. And then it ended where Demon Slayer is just like there's a cliffhanger. There's so many questions that you still have that's still going. That I personally think Chainsaw Man should win this personally. I also think a lot of people are going to probably choose it because a lot of this stuff didn't come out in theaters and was on Netflix. And there's a lot of hype around like the movies type thing and what Chainsaw Man had. And I don't know if you guys know Utada Hikaru, but she also like sang like the ending song with Kenshi. I'm going to say this guy's name wrong, but Kenshi Yonezu. He's been like singing in every single anime this year, or in 2025. It's been insane.
Mhm.
Their song together is also awesome, and people like have been hyping it up so much. So
Yeah.
that's my choice, though. I also really love Chainsaw Man. So
I do like the fact that half of these are available to stream over on Netflix, so people can check them out if you have Netflix, and then the other 3 were released in theaters. Scarlet was more of a limited release. I think it was like a couple weekends or something, but I feel Demon Slayer is going to win this one. Chainsaw Man should be a close second. 100 meters, I feel, should get some love, some consideration. They just tell you the winner. They don't tell you who's first, second, third, or anything like that. I do like that it's been nominated. beautiful animation, hand drawn, how they did the you know, the motion capture and then animated over live filming of people running to get the motion correct and everything. Like the dedication to hand drawn stuff for 100 meters was amazing, and I feel like it should get some love. I think being nominated does that. As far as, you know, the other three that I haven't seen, Mononoke, The Rose of Versailles, and then Scarlet, I could just go based off of you know, what I've heard. I will go and watch the ones that are on Netflix to knock those out. You know what I'm saying? So I can have
Yeah, we have 12 days.
Yeah. So we can understand what's going on. But Scarlet, unfortunately, I have to wait for that to come on some streaming service. But if it's just
on Prime, I think, but you have to buy, or I'm not sure if it's actually released yet, but it was listed on Prime as upcoming. So
okay.
I'm looking it up.
But yeah, I just feel Demon Slayer's winning this one, based on the popularity, the money it brought in, all of that stuff. It's almost in the line of like the Oscars and Golden Globes. Like K-pop Demon Hunters did crazy work, right? So that's why everybody's like, oh, this is gonna win. Like it's undeniable. I would be shocked if anything won. Would I be upset if Chainsaw Man won? Absolutely not. Would I be upset if 100 meters won? I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be upset. But I don't see Demon Slayer not winning this one. What you think, EJ?
I picked Demon Slayer, just theatrical impact, news coverage. I mean, is a blockbuster all around. I mean, it leveled everybody.
Yeah.
Even Hollywood's stuff didn't come close to touching it when it released. So I think the whole list on a whole is great. I didn't see anything thrown up there that I felt was just, you know, studio service or anything like that. I felt like these were great picks. Scarlet, like I said, I was interested in watching that one. I think its limited release is what's going to hurt it, and the fact that it wasn't available to a lot of people to see it. Plus, it is a very complicated story because it's got time travel, or, you know, Isekai kind of feels in it. It's complicated. So for the casual watcher, it's not something that you just walk into. Chainsaw Man, I'm glad it got nods. I wish I'd love to see it win that category, but I don't see it unseating Demon Slayer for that, just because of the fact that Demon Slayer's fan base and the popularity in the theaters was just incredible. Does it deserve recognition? Absolutely. I mean, I was just stoked 100 meters made it on here. So I was like, sweet, you know, and I thought that this is an actual great step as opposed to the last time we covered the awards. But I feel like Demon Slayer's got this one in the bag, unless for some reason there's, you know, the only upset I could possibly see is possibly Chainsaw Man. You know, and it'd be a surprise, but it wouldn't be a bad thing if Chainsaw Man usurped the throne from Demon Slayer. I'd be like, oh, you know, it's worthy. But the feels along with it and so forth, I feel like everybody who's been fans for so long, Chainsaw Man doesn't have that yet. It's still growing, you know, but I mean, Demon Slayer's been around, and I think with the fans, it's been something that's been culminating for so long that the arrival at Infinity Castle, even with, you know, questions left unanswered, like Jackie had mentioned, even with that withstanding, I still feel like some of the closure that was brought, and I gotta say, just the whole backstory portion there could have been its own standalone movie. That's how good it was. It's like Akaza's backstory was so good.
Oh yeah,
it could have been its own movie. So the fact that they were able to incorporate that and still give you the entire movie is just, you know, I was like, that they deserve their flowers for this.
100%.
That's my view.
Yeah, one thing I want to add too is the films that were nominated last year were a lot of like continuing series films also, whereas this year there was a lot more like original story type films. Like the only two that are on here that are like continuing is Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer. Everything else is like different, which I thought was really cool for the nominees. When we talked about this the other like 3 episodes ago, we were talking about all the films. Like all these crazy films that came out in 2025, and it seems like anime is starting to like now that they're doing so well in the show portion. Now they're starting to bring out these really awesome movies too, because some people can't sit through and binge watch like all these different TV shows constantly. Like sometimes they just like to watch like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool that they're starting to do stuff like this.
Agreed. Next up, best continuing series. So we have Dan to Dan season 2, Kaiju number 8 season 2, My Hero final season, One Piece Solo Leveling season 2, and Spy Family season 3. EJ, thoughts on this? I know you see your show in here. We rallied for it last year. We wanted to get some respect. It's back up here. Actually, it's on here for continuing because I think it was nominated for best new last year.
Yeah, best new last year.
So it meets its nemesis again, Dan to Dan and Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I love Kaiju number 8. It's a great series. But My Hero is going to take this one, and it's well deserved. I mean, do I wish Kaiju would get its nods? Absolutely, man, because I feel like it's so underrated by people. And the character development alone, all the characters. That's what I love. If you get a chance to check it out, it's not so simple as just the primary and his couple supporting characters. This is all the characters. I mean, they go out of their way to flesh out a world and people that you actually get interested in. You know, even the most obscure side guys, like you're like, man, I don't want to see him die either. You know, you're just like, wow. But you know, My Hero's been going strong and has a huge fan base, and I think that their fan base deserves to, you know, send this off with a big salute and a thank you, because they did a great job in closing it out. I haven't seen anybody who's been a big fan of My Hero to be like, oh, I'm disappointed. You know, they felt like, I think everybody came through saying, you know, they did it right. They ended it right, and they were happy with it. So kudos to them. I feel like One Piece is still got a long way to go, so it's not. It'll get its awards in between now and then, no doubt. Solo Leveling, we all know. I mean, it's going to hit other categories. You know, it's popular. But yeah, in the end, even though Kaiju number 8's my boy, man, it's like, Kafka, I love you, man. My Hero's got this one. What do you think, Willie?
So I'm looking at this, and here I have a couple trains of thoughts. One, there's like three shows on here where I can really be like, I can rock with. 4, you know, like One Piece, I'm sure it's great, but I just haven't watched it, so I'm not as invested in it. So that can be a discussion for another day. Kaiju number 8, Dan to Dan, Spy Family, and I'm looking at those. Spy Family, I know it doesn't have a shot in this one. We live in the world of what's super popular. Dan to Dan is super popular. Kaiju number 8's there. My Hero is going to win this one. My thought is, if My Hero doesn't win this, it'll probably win in another category. I think they'll trade off. I think these shows will like be up against one another in a few more categories, and they'll try to like rotate wins or whatnot, i.e. I'm pretty sure My Hero's up in there for Anime of the Year. So it's, you know, a lot of these shows will be going head to head in a few other categories. So for best continuing, I'm thinking they're going to give it to Dan to Dan. And I think My Hero will win like best Anime of the Year is my thing. So they'll probably give Dan to Dan this one, My Hero best Anime of the Year, and Solo Leveling will probably win best action. I'm hoping that the gap between season 2 ending and there hasn't been an episode of Solo Leveling yet, people will kind of be off the hype.
Yeah,
because these other are more
God.
recent. Again, we're not hating on Solo Leveling. It was just we felt Crunchyroll kind of messed it up last year with how they did their nomination in their voting process. But so we'll see. I'm thinking Dan to Dan is winning best continuing series. I would love to see Spy Family win something outside of, you know, must protect at all costs character. Anya, like, okay, Well, whoop-de-doo, you know.
Woo!
But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm seeing Dan winning this one. Maybe My Hero gets this. Maybe they get the hat trick, best continuing, best anime, and best action or something. You know, maybe My Hero sweeps it that way. I doubt it. So my vote for this one, Dan. What you think, Jackie?
I'm surprised you didn't mention you like, how do you feel about the fact that Shangri-La Frontier is again not on this?
Well, we'll see what the other categories have.
Yeah,
But I will say
I noticed it's not in any of them.
Listen, Shangri-La is not as well known across the casual anime fans, you know?
Yeah.
If I go up to like somebody who's like, yeah, you know, I love the Demon Slayer movie. What do you think about Shangri-La Frontier? What the fuck are you talking about? You know,
Yeah.
It's true.
So
I mean, it's a shame that it's true, but it is true. But I mean, I feel like it could be in certain categories, right?
Oh, well, most
No,
definitely.
1000%. It's really
It
good.
most definitely
Yeah.
can. But I think they try to do a balancing act on trying to keep popular animes in the category to get more interaction for more votes and all of this other stuff. So I don't know if it's up to us to kind of introduce the world or continue to push the gospel of Shangri-La Frontier, but you know, I try not to, like, if I see snubs, I was either going to wait till the end or try not to get into it because I don't want to turn this into
okay, then I'll wait.
I don't want to turn it into a rant against Crunchyroll because I'm like, we'll try to keep this about a 2-hour show, but I'm just like, how the fuck, you know what?
Yeah.
You know, let me calm down and give flowers to these studios that are on here now, you know.
Yeah.
But what do you
no, I'm kind of in line with everything that you guys said. The only thing with One Piece, because I know you guys both haven't seen it, is this. Well, in 2025, One Piece kind of wrapped up their most recent arc, and it's getting into a really big arc, and we're starting to move into like the finale essentially. So, and a lot happened, and a lot got revealed in this last arc. So, for popularity's sake, because more of the general audiences watch Dan, and because One Piece is a million episodes long, probably Dan's gonna win. It sucks because Kaiju number 8 season 2 was so good. It was really good, and a part of me, I think I might vote for Kaiju number 8, honestly, for this, just because Dan was fun, it was good, but I did feel like it got more slice of lifey towards the middle of the way to the end, which is fine, which is great.
Yeah.
But Kaiju definitely continued the story, and you're getting more deeper into the lore. And so I think personally Kaiju number 8 should win this. It deserves to. It literally got nothing last year, so it's really good. But I wouldn't be surprised though. I mean, I might be a little surprised depending. Like it surprised me only because I would be surprised that more people probably watched it, which is One Piece, if this wins Best Continuing Series.
Yeah.
Just because there is so much that literally happened in this last arc, and they ended it. Now they're getting into the next really big arc, and there was a lot of huge surprises and crazy things.
Well, by the sound of that, it's gonna then definitely next year's they're gonna be sweeping.
Yeah. So if they don't win this, that's something to think about. Is next year, like One Piece is gonna have. There's going to be a lot going on. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Are they releasing the live action season 2 as well?
Yep, live action's coming out as well.
That's going to hype people up as well. Yeah. So, you know, recognition is definitely going to be there, be it even if it takes a year, because, you know, it's a little behind of the schedule as far as this goes.
Yeah, and I don't think Kaiju I didn't look this up. I don't think it's coming out in 2027.
No,
or 2026.
Yeah.
So like this is like Kaiju's last chance kind of thing too, you know?
Yeah.
So part of me is really like,
I hope so.
Yeah, that I'm gonna be voting for Kaiju number 8, but
I think I'm with you on that. But I feel like My Hero is probably gonna win. But it might be Dan. I don't know. It's a good category though. If you got that many questions about it, it's a good category, you know.
Agreed. I always like when they're challenging, where you have to sit and think. Like I can vote either way. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
It's
best new
hard.
series is also stacked.
Yeah.
With 3 for me. So we have Clevitis, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, Gachiakuta, Sakamoto Days, The Summer Hikaru Died, and Takopi's Original Sin. We'll start with you this time, Jackie. Thoughts on this one? Who is you clicking the button for?
Well, my top 3 was Gachiakuta, The Summer Hikaru Died, and Taco P's Original Sin, for
Mhm.
sure. Unfortunately, Sakamoto Days fell off for me, so I have to go back and get into it.
Yep.
Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, like, I've been reading the manga, it's so good. But it's a romance for sure. And then you guys know Clevitis, like, Clevitis is pretty sick, and it's different too, and that opening is really cool.
Yeah.
But overall story and just everything else that comes with it, I don't know, it's kinda hard for me because there's other categories like Gachiakuta and The Summer Hikaru Died and Taco P's Original Sin are in, so I'm like, "Am I gonna vote for the same one over and over again? Am I
Yeah.
gonna try to spread the love for some of these because 'cause they're all so good?" But then, Taco P's Original Sin, I think, there is compared to the other 2, there's some flaws.
Mm.
Um, if I had to pick, because I think Gachiakuta should win somewhere else, I would pick The Summer Hikaru Died, personally.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if it's gonna win. I have a feeling that Gachiakuta might win, and it might dominate 2 really big categories if it wins here. Do I think it deserves that? Maybe. Um, if it doesn't win, like, Anime of the Year, then I think Gachiakuta should win Best New Series.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's toss up between Gachiakuta, Summer Hikaru Died, but popularity vote, I don't think they're gonna pick Summer Hikaru Died because some people were, like, uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, the topic and
Yeah.
but that was my thing too when it comes to things like that. I don't know if it turns people like your general voter off. Like, they just Google like, "Ooh, what's this one about?" And then they read it like, But at the same
Yeah.
time, like Gachiakuta also talked about some dark
Yeah.
things, you
Well,
know.
it's because but it's not as apparent, like, you have the one scene in The Summer Hikaru Died where he's
Yeah,
literally, like, and
yeah,
it's just like but you get it, you understand it. It's supposed to be weird and uncomfortable
Yeah, it was
and
disturbing for the
creepy,
character.
disturbing, like, that is the genre, that's the anime. It's so freaking good, dude, and
It's
I just
paranormal, so it's gonna be,
yes.
yeah,
But so that's why I think but some people I don't think are gonna see that.
I know.
Taco P's Original Sin is very, traumatic.
yes.
Drama, yeah.
Some people will get turned off after episode 1
Yeah.
because they're like, "Yeah, no, I don't wanna watch this." So, there's that too, but other people but it's still up there for a reason because a lot of people were like, "This is, like, what we need, really crazy rated R or mature, like, type anime scenes." It's
Yeah.
adults more so will watch rather than, like, your shonen. Like
Yeah.
Togen Anki. Togen Anki's not on anything, thank God, because it's, like, your typical freaking shonen.
Hey, they're telling
My
you to wait
personal
for season 2 though. They're telling you season 2, the art for season 2 is gonna go crazy. That's what
There you go.
it is.
There's only so much you can do with art though if the story still sucks.
Yeah.
Whatever. But either way, that's my take. I don't know. I'm probably gonna it's gonna be hard because I haven't voted yet. Because I've
It's
been
not
still like
you're gonna vote for. Who do you think's gonna win? Because like you can vote your heart out for
oh
somebody,
yeah.
but who do you think's gonna win, Jackie?
I think Gachiakuda's gonna win.
Yeah,
My personal opinion.
it's what's hot right now.
It's good.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
really good.
It's not only what's hot right now, it's legit good.
It is.
Everything about it's amazing. So
My heart, my what do you call it? My heart would love to see Clevitis win. So like more anime like that would get made,
oh
because
yeah.
after Berserk and they took fucking Claymore off Crunchyroll, it's like we need
Oh yeah.
an anime kind of dark in the medieval with all this. Like I would love more anime like that. But it Gacha Kuta is this year's I don't want to say this year Solo Leveling, but the hype around it. You go on TikTok, people are talking about it, people are reviewing it. You see YouTube Shorts, people reviewing it. It's kind of what's going on right now. I will say Sakamoto Days, if they're talking about best new series, if they're talking about the season 1 that came out, because season 2 was pretty solid, but if like it's just Sakamoto Days, both parts one they put out, it would be I would consider it. But I'm trying to think if they're talking about best new, they're talking about the first part that came out that did a lot of world building and introducing characters. So Summer Hikaru died, and original sin. I don't think those will win. I think those will probably be a distant 5th and 6th. Unless, Fragrant Flower, like people are like, I don't care about that one. To me, Gachikuta is going to win this one. I would probably vote for Gachikuta. And depending on what it's up against in the other categories, I might change it. But this year was the year of Gachikuta and My Hero for me. So,
yeah.
What you think, EJ?
I picked Gachikuta. I think they should. One, I think that they deserve this win. My reasoning behind it is primarily because the themes and the backstory and the development of this world are so different as opposed to your standard, fantasy genre anime. This one skirts on post-apocalyptic fantasy. It skirts a little bit of all those. The basis of the characters, the storyline. It's just out of everything there, it's the only one that I just took as completely different. Now, Cleavidus is very good. It's very good, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Once you mentioned it, and I went and checked it out, I was like, I'm watching this whole damn thing. But it's like, of everything on here, I feel like I think Gachikuta's got more of the following, especially because people are. I like the guy I was speaking with. I spoke to an individual yesterday at the hospital. I said that it gave me feelings like Samurai Shampoo and stuff, where the integration of music and culture into the actual anime is done perfect. And I think that it relates to people in a way these other shows can't or didn't. Not saying they can't, but just because of their setting or whatever the story. Gachikuta is grabbing onto people's popularity or people and becoming so popular right now. I think because of the fact that just like Cowboy Bebop and stuff, it's something about the mix of more modern culture or more modern music or more modern themes and diversity into anime just seems to grab especially the younger generation because they get to see themselves more in it. Like Clavitas is great, but honestly, you don't see a lot of, expansive diversity in the, thing. I mean, or anything that hits you as like, wow, we're integrating multiple layers of culture into here. But as simply put in Gachikuta, they got, music, they've got fashion, they've got people's personalities, all spreads across different ranges there. So I feel like that appealed to a lot more people. So that's why I feel like this category, best new series, the appeal for people, I feel like that one's going to win. Do I think like some of the others belong in this category? Absolutely. Summer Hikaru died. Outstanding art, great approach with a different type of story, but it doesn't hit as vast an audience. So it's not as large of a target area. So it's not going to grab it. Just like Taco P's Original Sin, I feel like great series, excellent idea, very different, but it's not hitting. It's not like that, it's more pinpointed towards certain groups. I hope those groups grow bigger because I really do feel like Hikaru and
we need more of those.
Are areas that should be growing, because those are themes and genres that I feel like the drama incorporated with the paranormal and stuff is really interesting. But Gachikuta's I feel like it's got this category, and I'm gonna vote for it because I was stuck on that, man. I was like up until 2 or 3 in the morning watching. Like, I could do one more.
Yeah.
Because
Y'all got kids. That's crazy that you
I
guys
know.
do that still.
No, I'm like, boy, you better go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's what when they're asleep, you're like, I get to do my shit.
Yeah, like go back to bed. But I mean, it was just that good. I mean, even the characters who were bad or characters who were, were just thought and the process. You could tell they put time and effort into building those characters. So I felt like overall the amount of effort put out and so forth, it deserves to win this category.
I will say this is probably like when I saw this scene here, like I was like, I'm rocking with this show. Like when they pulled up in the Jeep.
Yeah.
And they're like bobbing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, dude. This scene was so sick.
Like I was just like, bro, like that, like that's a crew. You know what I'm saying? Like that, the cleaners are a crew that I would just love to just work with.
Yeah.
Yep.
This shit right
so
here.
The characters are so like each one fits their little, like, I don't know what you call it, like a character type, but they're done so well. They blend together very good. It's just awesome. And that scene is you just got to watch it. It's really great.
Bro, like with that scene, I was like, this is my shit, bro. Like the creator, the studio that's animating, everybody's on the same page, and they're putting this project out that just resonates with me.
Yeah.
Best original anime. Here we go. We always love to talk about this one, kind of out of nowhere. So I know we talked about it last year when I was just like, I'm shocked that Zenshu wasn't on here.
Yep.
I was so happy to see Zenshu on here. So, I'm probably spoiling my pick. Zenshu was going to be my choice for this one. I would love to see that win. I did see a couple episodes of Apocalypse Hotel. I do like that one. Again, expand.
It's different.
Expand my palette, So you're watching Apocalypse Hotel, and it's different. It's like you just can't keep watching action shows. Sometimes you just want to sit back, see a little mystery, see some drama, see a little bit of rom-com, see a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it works well. I love it. Digimon Beat Break, not a Digimon fan, although I saw a couple of people do some reviews on YouTube about it, and they're just like, it's a legit anime. It's not what you were used to watching on Fox or CW or whatever show, network it used to come on. It's getting more in tune with the manga thing. Lazarus, oh, that was my close second. Close second for me was Lazarus. I was just like, that's nice. Moonrise, I never finished watching it. I think I messed around and let the reviews and the critiques of people who watched the whole series kind of pollute my desire to finish watching it. I'll probably go back to watch it and give it my own opinion, but when I was seeing people saying it's not good, I'm like, is this the best investment of my time when I could be watching something else? So I kind of throttled back from that. But Zenshu, come on. That's my pick. That's who I'm rolling with, and it better win. What say you, EJ?
I picked best original. I picked Lazarus, but Zenshu is probably who I think is going to win. I mean, not going off of who's going to win the category, it's Zenshu. Who I picked though was Lazarus. Reason there is because I feel like Zenshu's more relatable. A lot more people watched it. It wasn't exclusive to only like HBO. It definitely deserves that because of the ideas, like the growth of ideas as far as being an isekai that is just different, but it's interesting in a different in the way that the story is affected by the main character, which I'm also a huge comic book fan. So anytime you see, the uber powerful things going on are characters who can affect reality or rewrite the reality. And it's not the same thing in Zenshu, but it's similar. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. It's definitely deserving of this category. I felt like it didn't get its nods it should have, but I think that now that it's been out enough for people to see and it's been recognized, I hope that it does. I think it'll pull this category mainly because the opposition Moonrise fell off because Netflix canceled it before it was even over. So I feel like you shot yourself in the foot. You didn't even let the series end before you told everyone that you were canceled it. So now nobody wants to invest time in it. Why? I'm never going to get to see what happens.
Who's going to vote best original
Yeah.
anime for an anime that you're not going to see?
Exactly. You're never going to know the end. You're never going to, it's done. Mobile Suit Gundam, this is one of the weaker Gundam series, in my opinion. Not saying it's bad. It's just most Gundam have some sort of, bigger themes going on. And this one felt a little more action oriented, less drama. And I'm a fan of incorporating more than just action into it.
Yeah.
Lazarus had a really different story as far as the everybody in the world is gonna, or half the world's gonna die right away in 2 weeks or whatever. So it's like it's definitely different walking into it, and I loved bringing back the familiarity of music and into the scenes, and you just cannot go against the background art and detail that is presented. It was it's not Cowboy Bebop, but if you were a fan, you would just walk right into that going, yeah, this is the art that I loved,
Yeah.
But that being said, it was short-lived and limited to those who had HBO. So I didn't watch Apocalypse Hotel enough. It caught my eye, but it's on that list, the list that is ever growing.
Ever growing list.
I'm going with Zenshu. What do you think, Jackie?
So I thought it was interesting because when I think of best original anime, I think like it's an original idea and story. So when I saw Digimon Beat Break and Mobile Suit Gundam on here, I was kind of confused because Digimon's already like a story. Just because they went in a little bit of a different direction, I didn't really think that was original. Same thing with Mobile Suit Gundam, but I don't watch Gundam, so that was just like my only thing because I was like, not that like I would have picked something different that on this list to win because I'm definitely voting for Zenshu, but but like I would have put at least something else on here to give it like its props or its flowers, as you will, so people can also hear about these other different animes that were original ideas. Like one of the ones that I was surprised, and maybe it's just because of the animation style, but it was like such a big deal and it was so funny. Like I wish like Tojima Wants to Be a Common Writer was on here because it was such an original idea. It was so different. Like in my personal opinion, like I think that at least deserves to be on here over like the other two. But yeah, like I did not watch Lazarus. It's on my list. Unfortunately, I just never got the chance to do it. And kind of what you were talking about, Willie, about Moonrise, I also got affected, if you will, by people saying that Lazarus, like there's some negative connotation about Lazarus at one point about the story and some of the things, and so it turned me off for a minute from watching it, and like I watched other things. But like you guys always bring it up, so I'm like, okay, I think I just need to go back and just like form my own opinion. It's same thing with Moonrise. I was really happy though that I saw Apocalypse Hotel on here because it was such a low mentioned anime, and I was like, hell yeah, like people are putting the right things on here, which is super cool. But yeah, Zenshu all the way. The animation, the music, like Mappa creating this original idea that's like just so cool. And the main character, like I think the first episode I would get annoyed because I'm like, can she just move her hair? Like, please.
But it grows. It's,
yeah. But then like you realize like this is a part of the character, the story is so likable, and even the main character is not likable sometimes, but like it goes, it's just like you're supposed to like go with this. And I don't know, it's just overall like a great original thought, like type story and everything. And if this doesn't win, I'll be very upset.
Surprised. Yeah. Because I mean, out of everything up here, I kind of agree with Jackie as far as when I see best original, I think the whole premise and plot and story as being, original.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, not to be mean, I mean, even Lazarus, I liked it, but and the main plot is okay, it's original, but overall the setting is very straight up fan service to Cowboy Bebop lovers.
Yeah. Because I even thought the same thing with Lazarus, but I was like, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, even the main character is almost exactly this, I mean, as in the look and feel, you know what I mean? But I understand that they're playing on nostalgia and stuff for people, but out of all these, I was kind of shocked to see this category didn't have Hikaru on it or
Yeah.
Takopi, because both of those, the stories are so far removed from your average anime. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Hikaru could be a total slice of life show, but then it's also got the paranormal and it's also got, relationships, and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's very original, and Takopi's the same way. It's a very original approach. The whole idea behind the story and the character is just, as far as looking at Digimon, and I mean, no offense to Digimon fans, but Digimon's not really breaking the mold on original ideas here. It's not like, whoa, people with pets that fight. I mean, like,
Sounds like Pokemon.
yeah, oh, that's crazy. That's a crazy original idea. So it's like, and Mobile Suit Gundam is far from original idea, but we got in this category. I am glad though, like you said, the Apocalypse Hotel got nods for this category, but I think everything listed here, Zenshu's got it in the bag. I mean, my opinion.
I hope so. Next up, best animation. We have Dan to Dan season 2, Gachiakuta, My Hero final season, One Piece, Solo Leveling 2, and Takopi's Original Sin. I'll tell you right now, if people are being honest and they're voting just based on animation, Solo Leveling is probably going to win this one. Based on the fight. Based on the fight, like I no cap, I ain't gonna hold you. I think Solo Leveling is gonna win this one. Second up would probably be Dan to Dan. Nope, second for me would be Gachiakuta. Dan to Dan, close third. My Hero, it had flashes of like some scenes where you're just like, yo, this shit is dope. Like they final season, they went all out on it. To me, I'm thinking Solo Leveling season 2 is going to win this one. I will be voting for Gachiakuta though. When the awards are mentioned, would I be upset if Solo Leveling, Gachiakuta, or Dan to Dan won? No, I'd be like, I expect it. My Hero, I'd be like, oh well, okay. Takopi, I'd be like, damn, we're deep cuts over here. Like we got some OGs or something out here. And One Piece, like I said, I haven't been following it, but I do know the animation in the modern arcs does go crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes fucking ridiculous. I see clips of it, and my soul every time is like, I want to get to that part, but then you go
in
back.
One Piece.
Yeah, but go back to
it's pretty crazy.
You're just like, bro, the glow up from episode 1 to where they're at now.
It's like it's amazing.
People forget though, it was over 20 years. You know what I mean? So like,
well, it's just, I think that
it's like Bleach. Bleach was the same way. Bleach's glow up is insane too.
Yeah, true.
But Bleach like had that little hiatus where like Bleach went away, then it came back. So in your mind, you're just like, oh, a new studio picked it up. Like just see the advancement of animation during the series of One Piece. Like your real time watch. Like you'll watch it one week and be like, oh, that was good animation. And then the next episode, you're like, Jesus Christ. Like this shit is dope.
Crazy.
So that's my pick. I'm thinking Solo Leveling is gonna win, but I would love to see Gachiakuta come away with this one. What about you, Jackie?
This one's hard because there's a little bit about all of them that I really like. Dan to Dan, I really love the way that the director and the producer went with the colors. How they like to drain the colors in certain scenes and then add the colors when they come back to it, especially when they're in that spring part of the show, which was really cool. I don't know if you guys watched that whole like interaction between the producer and the director at when Dan to Dan came out in theaters, but it was like a 20-minute thing and it talked about how they like collaborated for this entire season, and it was like really, really cool. Their perspective and everything, how they went with it was really cool. So I did like how they did that, and the music matched the colors, and it was really pretty, and the way that they had the colors clash too intentionally. But that animation was just like really, really cool. Gacha Kuda has such an interesting animation style that like I don't think I've really ever seen. If anyone else has obviously seen it, please like speak up. But I just haven't seen anything like that. The way that it does it, adding the graffiti into it too, is just like really cool. My Hero, the only super notable animated scene that was really sick was Bakugo's, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was insane. They went all out with that. But for consistency, I don't know. They always were great, but that one scene was just crazy. One Piece did a really good job this past year with the animation. They've been doing a thing where they'll go from like a hard, like HD looking type animation to they added a little bit of CGI now into it with the ships and the way things are bought, but it doesn't look super fake. It looked really good. And then when they start fighting, they go into this watercolor smooth type, like kind of how Naruto and Shippuden was doing that a little bit. They started at introducing it with Sasuke and Naruto's fight in Naruto, and then Shippuden they did a lot, and it's just like so smooth and seamless looking. And then they add in these bright colors. It's just insane. Solo Leveling's animation was good the whole time, so like I get it, especially with the fighting. And then Taco Piece is just like it's very hand drawn, so it's really cool. So that's why this is so hard for me because all of them have just a little bit of different like things. Who I'll be voting for, I still don't know. It's a toss up for me between One Piece and Gacha Kuda, though.
Okay.
I can't vote for My Hero just because that one scene was crazy. You know,
Yeah, true.
It was very good.
it was very good,
Just one.
but it's just really one or two episodes I think where they really did that, and then like everything else is just like meh. But like, but I'm trying to be objective and critique it the way like it should be, and so that's kind of where I'm at. I personally would like One Piece to win this just because like the animation was so cool and crazy. Like, oh my gosh, the one episode where it's Luffy's grandpa, like he's fighting on Pirate Island, and it was my jaw was on the floor with just how crazy it was. And then like they were destroying one of the islands, and like a few episodes like, dude, it's just the animation is crazy.
What you got, EJ?
Sorry.
So for this category, they did a good job. They put up a bunch that I feel like are all deserving. But whenever I see the best animation, I always think back, and I know it's because I'm but I think back to Akira. Okay, hand drawn, frame by frame, and there's scenes that stand out where the overview of the city, where they painted each window in on these giant buildings, where they took frame by frame to show the different size of the lights, the diameter of the lights for their bikes on the wall as they grow closer, and then as they go away, it's so the artist took all the color off of that scene, or that part that they did, made it grow big as the bike gets close and shrink it down. Each frame hand drawn. So when you think animation, I think like that. Okay, the whole package. Don't just give me a badass fight scene, because if that was the case, Solo Leveling would win every time. Okay, their fight scenes are immaculate, but that being said, the standard flow of the show is good. It's not tremendous. Okay, so if it was basic on just their fight scenes, I think Solo Leveling would sweep this. Okay, but Gacha Kuda, in my opinion, takes the time to show emphasis even in the details in the background, like you mentioned with the graffiti and how it tied into the story with that character with the graffiti.
Yeah,
the detail that they did in order to make that show the way it did when the characters were presented with it. That's time. That's animation effort, more so than just the battle. I mean, Gacha Kuda's got some badass fight scenes too. I mean, they do, and it's so original because it's not like, all right, I'm best out this bigger sword, and this guy's got a bigger sword, and he's powering up to this level. In Gacha Kuda, it kind of breaks that mold, and it's just like outside the box thinking when it comes to combat. And when they did that, they also did that with art, like the portals that were opened up in the big fight between the cleaners and the mercenary group. You got to watch it. But I don't want to spoil anything, but just the fact that they incorporated that into this battle inside of a moving, battle platform is what they're going to be in. This everything was so detailed but it was on purpose. Each thing had its purpose. Now, I completely agree with Jackie and you, Willie, on Dan to Dan as far as the way they incorporate color and put emphasis. They make the colors bring emphasis and add to the story 110%. They are great at moving color and the art and the characters and the music all in to give you a feel for that moment, whether it be the characters bonding or anything. They do a good job with that. But is it on the same level of just detail and I don't know, man. It feels like an amount of passion that went into Gachikuta's backgrounds and to emphasize how this world is, like even the trash heaps and the trash monsters.
Trash heaps are very detailed. It's
they went
crazy.
into so much detail to draw you into this world. And I feel like that deserves more recognition than plain backgrounds with great action. So best animation out of everyone here, Gachikuta's got it, in my opinion. They put the effort out on everything from Rudo to engine to everything going on around them is a believable world. Now, the others are great. I feel like Solo Leveling's going to win this category because of the fan base. Does it deserve it? If you're going off just action, sure. Action sequences are great, but Jinwoo by himself walking around, his animation is
he's a typically drawn webtoon character.
Exactly. So my picks would be Gachikuta. Dan to Dan I'd be happy seeing, and I would give props to One Piece because they've stepped it up so much. Yes. Which is, homage to that they love their fans and they're going to keep putting out what they can and getting better at it. So all in all, though, Gachikuta's got my vote, man.
Okay. Shout out Gachikuta. I think it's going to be a big winner this year.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Best character design. I'm looking at this one. There's a couple. Obviously, My Dress Up Darling I haven't seen. Right.
Yeah. Same.
Taco Piece. I think Taco Piece should be in there. Just on the character design. One Piece. I feel like One Piece is always in here. They're probably introducing new characters every year, and they're just like, bro, this one is crazier than the last.
They did. They introduced a lot of new people.
Much like Dan to Dan, it's just like you got your main group, and then they introduce a new, monster, a new otherworldly being, and you're just like, oh, that shit's crazy. However, like I said, I think Gachikuta is going to win a lot of stuff. Being that it was new, you're talking about the trash monsters, you're talking about the different cleaners, then you bring in the raiders and their different powers and how they utilize things. I feel like Gachikuta has that. Because it's brand new. Dan to Dan, yes, they have different characters and stuff, but you kind of already know Momo's power. You already kind of know what Okarum can do. We have oh my god, I forget his name. Dude with the third eye. But
Evil
Eye, right? So
you
bring him into it and his power, and you bring old buddy that can create, who could pilot the super space robot at the end and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
dancer. So, but you kind of got an idea of all of that in season 1, how wacky and crazy all this stuff is. I think Gachikuta, because it's on the scene, came out this summer, all of that stuff. I think character design wise, that stands out a little more. Not to say Dan to Dan and Apothecary Diaries, and they have amazing character designs, but maybe I'm looking at it differently when I'm just like, maybe guess what I'm looking for is like best original character or something. Maybe that's kind of where my heart is at in this one. But character design, like I told you, Gachikuta has me in a chokehold this season. Just all around, like we said, music, animation, story, voice acting, the whole 9. I feel Gachikuta knocked it out the park. So I'm a little leaning that way. But I will not be mad if One Piece or Dan to Dan took it. Apothecary Diaries or Taco P, like I would be super shocked. Again, I'll be like, oh shit, we got some very some hippie-ish type of actor. I'm not going with the mainstream. We're going outside the box with this guys. So I'm feeling Gachikuta is going to win this one. Also, I try to think in the mindset of your casual anime fan who probably just saw 1 or 2 animes this year and they're just like, either Dan or Gachakuta, click or click, you know.
Yeah.
What you think, EJ?
I felt like this category was good. I feel like Apothecary Diaries, even though I love the show, both seasons, I don't feel it belongs in this category.
Oh.
I feel like it's definitely got cool character design as far as like you were saying, like the originality of the character. As far as Mao Mao's an interesting character because she's not your badass warrior or sorceress. She is your detective intellectual, you know, who's very interesting. And if they had a category for like best historic or I don't know, most accurate artwork as far as historic looks and stuff, definitely. I mean, the way they designed the Forbidden City and the dress and everything is amazing. But
yeah,
it's not very imaginative. You know, they had stuff to go off of. It's history. Okay. It's simple enough to go and look at the culture and history and copy. Did they do a good job with that? Absolutely. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But Dan and Gachakuta and One Piece are very, very much belong in this category because they're so inventive. Like you were mentioning, like, oh, that's a cool creature, man. Yo, that's a cool idea that they just brought out. And I think it's going to boil down to Dan or Gachakuta because of that. Because the incorporation of all the different arts and the art styles and the characters. So like to me, I would pick Gachakuta once again. I love the fact that each character has their own personalized mask that they have made by one dude, you know, and that it all like each character has their strange relic object, you know, and then the story behind each one. And I mean, someone had to sit there and think of that stuff. Like, how many people, when they're creating these characters, if you go through these other shows, how often do you have a hero who's going to use, you know, scissors or boots as their, you know, primary? The idea behind that alone, to me, is great character design. To be like, yo, we just, you know, these guys are completely different. You would expect, you know, and it's not that they couldn't go that route because it's proven when the girl breaks out her 9, you know, in this season, she's like, all right, it's come down to this. I'm just going to shoot your ass. You know, it's like,
Anybody
that's
here?
still there. So it shows they have the capability. Yeah. Pop. They have the capability to be like all the other shows where, hey, they got a sword, they got an axe, they got a gun, whatever. But the fact that they made these characters and intentionally made them different, just like Dan, all the characters' abilities and stuff were different. Is Okarun just some super strong, super fast guy? No, he's really fast. He can run really fast, and the whole demeanor of his persona when he changes is awesome. You know, so I feel like those two are the neck and neck here, and my vote's going to go to Gachakuta. But I feel like Dan has a good chance to win this, and I think it's because they introduced some new characters that people liked right away, especially the new guy with the mech thing, the glasses, who's going to teach Okarun how to pick up chicks. That guy was hilarious, but also the way that they brought him into the story and how saving him kind of reunites everybody that was part of this team to begin with, and they all start working together again, and they start seeing the usefulness of Evil Eye, and Evil Eye has more of a purpose. I feel like the character designs are fleshed out very well in Dan, and it's coming to fruition. So Gachakuta is its best competition. I don't know, you know, I could see Dan winning this. If this category, if Gachakuta gets it or doesn't get it this year, they should definitely get it next year. But Dan, I feel, is probably going to win. My pick would be Gachakuta. And once again, it's only because I haven't seen One Piece. I know One Piece has some amazing characters. I mean, some of the most loved and iconic anime characters over 20 years. You know, it's like, and their imagination behind some of their powers and the way they fight is just as, you know, is just as much detail and passion, I feel, with these other shows. It's just people are used to it more because they've seen One Piece for so long that shouldn't take them out of the category. You know what I mean? They're still very original and very interesting characters. But I mean, you know more of that, Jackie. So what do you say?
One Piece's characters all look weird. They're either like super huge, fat, really skinny, or just like weird looking. So like, of course, that's gonna be there. But my choice is going to be Gachi Akuda. Like there, as soon as I saw best character design, I didn't even care what else was on there. The first thing I thought of was, okay, Gachi Akuda's winning this. I'm not picking anything else. And the biggest thing too is not only because of like everything you guys said, but it gave the biggest nod to the African American community than any other anime has given for designs of what they look like, the actors, like everything about it was so sick. And the
done well.
cosplays that have come out of it, like
Yeah.
it's amazing. And like it's been a long time since I've seen animes like do that the way they did it, especially with the dreads and everything. Like you can't not pick an anime that did that so well. You just can't.
The diversity is amazing.
Yeah, and that's like when you have that character design with the personalities, the way they look, and just dude, there's no way. There's no contest in my personal opinion. Gacha Kuda's got it in the bag.
Nice.
So if Gacha Kuda doesn't win, which show would win, and you'd less likely be like, what the fuck?
Probably Dandadan.
Yeah, I think that's across the board here between the three of us is Gacha Kuda
Those
and
two are
Dandadan.
Just because Dandadan, like all the characters are interesting, they're funny. They introduced the fat guy, I can't remember his name, and he's really funny and annoying, and I hate him, but he's definitely deserves to be there.
Yeah.
Evil Eyes, probably the best part, and that was so well designed, so well thought out. I think even the backstory,
is great. Yeah,
yeah,
him and Oprah's relationship is awesome.
Even the band members and like what they brought, dude. Like I love that. Like this shit, I just love
watching
so much.
them rock out to the band was just awesome.
Yes,
when they're
just
doing
like,
the little seance or whatever.
Yeah,
dude, with a heavy metal band, it was awesome.
It was sick. Like just the random little characters they bring into it too. So I if Dandadan won over Gacha Akuda, that would make sense to me, and I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
But I would be upset though still because I think that Gacha Akuda should win.
Yeah, it's like I understand, but I'm upset. Best director, we can skip this one. Background art.
I didn't see the picks on here as being the ones for me. I mean, Gacha Kuda, yeah, and but I mean, I don't know. It's just like Apothecary Diaries is okay. You know, I mean, as far as like, you know, the scene that you show with Gacha Kuda with the driving the Jeep through the town street. If you look at the backgrounds and stuff, outstanding. You know, Dandadan has moments, but I don't feel like they I mean, the tunnel in the very beginning in the first season where with the Turbo Granny in it, they put a lot of detail and work into that. But a lot of their backgrounds are more, you know, I didn't see any of these as really standing out in comparison. I mean, just my opinion.
I mean, I will say with Dandadan, the first part of season 2 where they're in the hot springs, like the background art for that one was like it went
awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Taking the time to kind of flesh out that village, showing you know a little bit of rust, wear and tear on the side of the buildings.
True.
Jackie said being very smart with the contrasting of the colors to make the item that they want to pop and without like taking too much away from the background. So it's very nice. Like to me, like I would say Gacha Kuta, Dandadan, or Summer Hikaru Died. I think capturing the scenes in the Summer Hikaru Died is just as important. You know, it's not as in a
flashy,
in a city, you know, in a war torn thing with beast monsters and all this stuff, but just to capture. I think there's an art in knowing when not to do too much with the background, right? They're in this small town, they're out talking, you know, you don't need too much going on in the background, but if you take the time to look at what's in the background, I'll say the same thing with Freerun, right? Like when you look at Freerun, like the background is there, but if you just sit and look at the details in the background and the small things, you're like, it's not like just a standard desktop and they put it there and put, you know, the animated characters on top of it. It's like somebody took the time to draw that out and probably talk to the director and be like, what are we looking for in here? What is so? I don't know if that's not here because season 2 didn't start once before the closing because they only went
I looked up the years. It closed, so it won't be.
Yeah, which is dumb because then they start voting like now.
Yeah.
it's like in the middle of fucking the new season, so you're just watching Freerun, like, where the fuck is Freerun at? And you're like, we'll just
Yeah.
wait.
I mean, did you guys watch City of Anime or City the Animation? And
The only
It
three
was on my list. Sorry, go ahead.
no, the only three that I've like watched heavy this year, obviously Dan to Dan got Yakuza in the summer, Hikaru died. I haven't caught up to season 2 of the Pocket 3 Diaries, but I'm thinking, like, has there been any super new updates to the background animation?
No,
I'm assuming
it's the same.
it's the same standard, which is a great standard of their back. It's a period piece. They're doing a good job of capturing what the towns and the buildings and the architecture looked like back then. But again, like, for me, it's just Gachakuta is so new and it's fresh, and it's like, I don't see how this doesn't win. So thoughts from the from either EJ or Jackie, what you guys think on this one?
I'm with you on that. I totally, because like I said, I guess I didn't know Freerun wasn't the date was cut off, because that makes sense as why that's not on here. Then I like Hikaru. I just don't know if, I mean, and they put amazing detail. I mean, down to like the opening where they're at that little cafe or little like convenience store just talking, you know, and the ants and the dripping of the drink on the ice or whatever on the pavement. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautifully done. But of course, it's simpler than Dan to Dan or Gachakucha. Like you said, you don't need to be blasted away every time. It conveyed the scene, the calm, quiet, and and it actually made it more impactful that there was that awkward silence between them.
It sets the tone. Like it just, I don't know. There's an unspoken art where it's like, just silence, two characters sitting there, and you just look at the background and the things going on. Like it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Which, look it up, Jack.
I'm pretty much on the same page as you guys. The only thing is it depends on how many people actually watched City the animation. Because it's been on my list and I'm gonna watch it. It's a really funny show, and the animation's different. It's really cool. The background of it is like really good.
Okay. See,
the art style is really nice. The colors, like, it's really good. So but again, it depends on how many people watched it. So if a lot of people didn't watch it, if they're kind of like us, where they're like, well, didn't really watch City the animation, Kowloon generic romance, boom, it's gonna be Gacha Yakuta. But a lot of people watch that because even Kowloon generic romance, it's like a 90s type animation style. And it's really pretty. I don't know much about the background. I didn't look up too many scenes for that, but I did for City the animation, and I was like, oh my god, this one's like a really cool looking like anime with the colors and the design and everything. So it's really funny. So it kind of reminds me of what was that anime that's like a comedy with, I don't even know. I'll let you guys know if I ever figure it out. But there's another type comedy that this reminds me of that came out in the 2000s. But I can't think of what it's called. So, but yeah, I think Gacha Yakuta
animation. Then I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it's really like pretty. It's really fun. It's very vivid, not vivid. I would say like just what's the colors I can think of? Like you pick the most like striking colors in like the crayon or marker box, and that's what they use for a lot of this. And some of it's kind of like the colors are drained a little, so it's like a lighter pastel color of it with like the really bright same color like for the front, and it's really cool.
Do you think more people watched Dan to Dan this year than Gacha Yakuta?
I would say yes, if not the same.
Yeah.
Because Dan to Dan already had a fan base, and I think word of mouth of Gacha Yakuta, like, because they're kind of, I would say if you're in the same vein of action, like, you just want to watch Dan to Dan and what's the new hotness, like, they'll probably flow over to Gacha Yakuta. Because I think Dan to Dan fans went and saw, Demon Slayer in the movies, It's,
true.
Whatever the most popular thing, I would say there are some that probably didn't, because maybe Gacha Yakuta is not their cup of tea, but a lot of people, when they get put on the anime, they just kind of sit back and wait to see what the most popular thing is people are talking about, and then they, up on and be like, "Oh, this isn't that bad." So, we'll see. But I think we're all on the same page with Gacha Yakuta winning best background, best romance anime. You know what? I was looking at this and I saw Dan on here, and I was just like, they be listening to me talk. I don't think it's but like we all talked about on the show multiple times the will they won't they, and also we kind of brought it up last episode when we were thinking about best anime couples, will they won't they type stuff, the slow burn, like just hurry up and tell each other how you feel already. It's good to see Dan on here. I do feel like they probably could put a more appropriate kind of anime surrounded romance and couples, but it's good to see Dan on here. So outside of all that, I have no skin in this fight. Like I said, I haven't really been watching a lot of best romance. I know Jackie, that's kind of your bag. So where you at on this one? You see one that is a standout winner for you, or is there some tough competition in here?
I think this is tough because you have a little bit of rom-com with mixed in with obviously some action with Dan, but I don't think Dan's going to win this.
No.
And then also mixed in with some like feel good type. So like the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, this has been like a very looked forward to anime for manga lovers. Like they were so excited for this to come out, and then of course you get people that when it does come out, they're like, oh, they didn't animate this the best way they could compared to the manga and whatever. The manga is really, it's a very sweet romance. They both like have feelings for each other, but they're like nervous to admit it, and you know, it's that kind of thing. So it's that one's a really good one. I have not seen Blue Box yet, but that one is talked about so much in the romance community. I did watch an episode of Honey Lemon Soda. That one was really nice. The animation's gorgeous. The freaking opening song is so good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's really nice. But I did hear a lot of disappointment for it throughout the community, and that turned me off. So I stopped watching it. So I've been wanting to go back. It's a quick 12 episoder, but My Dress Up Darling's fun. That one's a good one. Overall, it's just I really like My Dress Up Darling. And then I also like Rama Half, but it's a slice of life and there's not as much romance in it, but there is like these two were supposed to get married. It's a remake of the old one. I like Ranma Half, but I think this is going to be between Blue Box and the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. And if I know which one's going to win, I think Blue Box might win. I'd be surprised if Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity wins because it's still new and it's kind of still ongoing. Oh, and I think the third, like definitely up there too, is My Dress Up Darling because a lot of people like that romance anime and a lot of people talk about it. One of the openings, the songs is like up there for like best. I can't remember if it was opening sequence or song. I think it was opening sequence. It's really good. But I think Blue Box might win. If Blue Box doesn't win, then I think My Dress Up Darling or the Fragrant Flower will win, and whichever one I think is fine.
Is Blue Box a series or is it a movie? Because I know last year it was a movie that
it's a series on Netflix. It's about what's it called? Lacrosse, I think it is, or like racquetball or something. Some girl like goes to the gym and she sees a boy playing like some sport. I can't remember what that sport is off the top of my head. And then like they kind of like each other and it just kind of goes through that. And a lot of people say like it's like when it first came out, they were like, this is like the new romance of the century or kind of type thing. So that's why I think Blue Box is gonna win. I haven't watched it yet though, because I don't know. Like when I hear sport, I immediately get turned off and I don't watch it. That is a genre that like we talk about expanding our purview, and I'm trying to move into sports animes now. I never got into them, never watched them. Like Haikyuu, like I haven't done it. I know, and it's been like on my list of like if I start any sports ones, like that's my first one I'm gonna start with because I have to. I feel like you have to. I just haven't done it.
That's a gateway one. That's an easier one to get into, you know.
Yeah. And that's why I think if I do that, then I can get into the other ones more easily. 100 meters, that's a movie. So I thought that would be an easy one too for me to.
It's a movie, so you can watch it, you know.
So definitely weaker in that genre for me. Like if they had a best sports anime, like I would just sit here and be quiet because I would have no idea.
That's how I feel about this one. It's like I haven't watched anything but Dan to Dan here, so
Romance
You know.
is my sports.
yeah,
I don't know this.
sorry.
All right. So we'll check that out. And again, shout out to Crunchyroll actually bringing a lot of Netflix animes over and including them
Yeah.
into their award season because they were kind of sparse last year outside of Delicious.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I
Best
think I wrote down
comedy.
one.
So I will say I did finish Witch Watch. So I was proud to see that on there. I'm like, I know that one. I haven't watched City. I watched Spy Family, so the ones I've watched, Dan to Dan, Spy Family, and Witch Watch. Spy Family has its moments. Dan to Dan also has its moments. But Dan to Dan's funny as fuck, man.
It is. Dude, that seance thing like really got me. I was dying laughing.
So I was
the whole time.
I'm like, I want to give it to Witch Watch because that was more what this anime
It's
was
focused. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's focused on but still, I mean,
City the animation though, that's why you guys really need to watch it. It is also very comedic, like every
is it?
episode.
I
Yeah,
have to check
it's
it out
big
then.
time on comedy.
Is it of the nominees here? Is it one that you're looking to vote on?
Well, I haven't watched it yet. So my goal was to like I saw it so many times on here that I'm like, dude, I just like it's been on my list to watch. It's an easy watch. It's 12 episodes. So I think I'm just gonna knock it out. And then I'll be like, okay, and kind of go from there. Cause my initial pick was Witch Watch. That shit is so funny.
It is.
It is just hilarious. I watched it every episode. I was dying laughing. Then it's funny, but I think Witch Watch is comedy. Like it's not. There's no plot.
Made for this.
Yes,
it was made.
This is its category. I mean, seriously, this is its category. So
yeah. So that's why I want to watch City the animation to see, because then I'm like, oh, okay. Then that'll make my choice from there. Because when I looked up comedy, like people were saying City the animation was like hilarious. So I'm like, okay.
Well, I'm on leave next week, so I'll try to knock out ones that are like 12 episodes or so out to get it back, because I think you have up to the 14th to vote. So it gives us some time. We got 10 days to get in there. All right, fingers crossed for Witch Watch here. So also shout out to Pop Anime, Amanda and I forget the co-host name. They brought us on and they talked Witch Watch, and I told them at first I was like, I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
It's a tough watch, but you
got to get through the first 2 episodes, and then the real comedic
really
part starts to kick in, and then you're just like,
the teacher showed up. I was
yeah, man.
Teacher showed up. I'm like, all right, I'm back in. Here
the classroom antics alone are just worth the watch.
Man, it's so stupid, and all of the nods because there's so many references. It's almost like
Easter
watching.
Galore.
It's almost what how like Scary Movie always did, like everything was referenced to another like show or something. Like it's kind of like that, but obviously more like PG-13. But
yeah,
I liked it. So we're hoping Witch Watch wins over here.
Absolutely.
Best action. Here we go. Dan to Dan's up here. Gotcha Kuta, Kaiju number 8, My Hero, One Piece, Solo Leveling, Season 2. What are we talking about? Where we at, Jackie? What you thinking?
What last year's winner was Solo Leveling. I put up that. Yeah, so last year's winner was Solo Leveling.
Don't do that.
I think we
don't need haters. We don't need them back in the comments.
I'm not trying to hate. Only because One Piece's action was so good this past year with the animation. So was Dan to Dan's. Gotcha Kudos was good. But do I think there's others that are in this category I thought that were better when it come to action than Gotcha Kudo? Unfortunately, yes. Like I do think that there was ones that were better than that. It's just when Solo Leveling does the action, they just do it so well, because that's primarily what the show is action, that it's hard not to be like, it's probably gonna win.
Do you think fight scene? Because they like
that final fight scene, man, was pretty crazy
for a while. Do you think that fight is lasting in people's memories and hearts long enough for them to see Solo Leveling Season 2 and be like, oh, I gotta?
No, I think My Hero might take this because of the last few fight scenes, to be honest.
That's possible, yeah.
Now, and what my pick is going to be, I don't know. It's tough. Kaiju's was really good. Oh my god, Kaiju's was so good.
Kaiju's was
Yeah.
my pick. Kaiju's is my vote.
Yeah, because that's my vote too. Because I loved the battles, especially
Yeah.
the realizations of the different weapons, and then to see the ultimate bad guys acknowledgement of those weapons and understanding. Just the battle there was just amazing. But because I guess the culmination to it, Dan to Dan was okay. I don't think the season had anything that would blew my mind. Gachikuta has great combat, but it's everything involved with it is what I like. It's not just the fight.
Yeah.
It's the build up, the idea behind these relics and how they get in power. The whole thing is great, but that's not, if we're just balancing out the who kicked the most ass, it has to boil down for
That's
me
Solo
between
Leveling.
Kaiju and Solo Leveling. So
Yeah.
and I'd rather see Kaiju win just because it's, you know, a favorite of mine. But I give props to Solo Leveling where they excel, and this is where they excel. I feel like they're going to have. Now you did bring up the nostalgic point, and the fan base for My Hero. They may come through and push that over the top because this is the, you know, the send off.
Yeah, trying to send it off with all the
With all the flowers. Yeah. But I don't know, man. Solo Leveling, this is their bread and butter. This is, if they don't win this category, this is what they center around. So I mean, I don't know. I think that they'll win. Best chance for follow up is My Hero. Who I want to win is Kaiju, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all on Kaiju number 8. Action was way more this season. I mean, we also saw some prominent characters that we were liking, you know, like Kaiju number 9. I
Oh
believe.
yeah.
Like
that was insane.
No joke. He showed up like unaliving some people, and you're just like, well, goddamn,
slaying people out. You're damn. In the
Shit.
most nonchalant way too. You're just like, wow.
Yeah, this is getting real. Like he's just toying with people at this point. And then absorbing the weapons and then becoming something different. You know, you're just like, y'all might want to get rid of this guy sooner rather than later. So I think
so that's cool.
Kaiju number 8, I feel like had the best action. Gachikuta had the best moments, like outside of action. Dan to Dan had some of the funnier moments. But if we're being real, if people are like legit looking at best action, Solo Leveling, that's what it was born for. Action. So I see Solo Level winning. I want Kaiju number 8 to win because they got fleets last year too. So they need to win.
They do.
Best is so this is the one where Jackie, you were just like, where's Shangri-La?
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? Let me just hold my tongue. And we'll probably, you know, when they announce the winners, we'll probably come back, talk about the winners, and be like, well, who do you think should have won this year overall, right? But we have Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill Season 2, the Disney Twisted Wonderland animation from bureaucrat to villainous. Dad's been reincarnated. Konosuba, God's Blood, that was my vote. ReZero, I haven't seen ReZero, but people are telling
ReZero is so good.
ReZero. Speaking of which, when I went to the anime preview, they showed the first episode of season 4 of ReZero at the end. I left because I'm just like, I don't want to ruin it, you know. I haven't seen the first 3 seasons. I'm out of here. Bye.
Yeah.
But,
that's funny.
Yeah, people were hanging out. And then Zenshu, obviously, rounding that out. So of the 6 we have here, EJ, what are you leaning towards for best isekai? Have you seen any of these? And if you have, which one are you thinking?
I've only seen ReZero and Zenshu. I would like to see Zenshu get the nod, but I feel like ReZero is going to win because the fan base is bigger and it's more well known, and I mean they're a great series. So you can't, you know, it's a good series. So I wouldn't be mad, but I'd like to see Zenshu win. I'm not familiar with the others. I didn't even know there was a Disney Twisted Wonderland.
Bro, it's horrible.
Why does it even on here?
It is. It is.
The mouse paid some money to get up on this.
Yeah. Well, and then it's tied into a gotcha game, a mobile game. It's like a mobile RPG game, and they tied it into this anime. So it's pretty much, it wasn't a anime created from the original thoughts and creativity of people. It was just like, hey, you know what we can do to kind of boost people to come over and download this mobile game, make this anime. So that's what this Disney Twisted one.
Okay. Yeah. So no, I don't know. Like I said, Zenshu would be my pick, but I think Re:Zero is gonna take it because of popularity. But what do you think, Jackie?
Yeah, that Disney one sucks. Like I watched episode 1 and I was like,
The
what
fuck?
the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't know what they're trying to do here, but it's weird and I don't like it.
If
So
you
I
want,
didn't.
just download our game. It explains more. Like, oh, this is what it's up to.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I did see some reviews on Campfire Cooking in Another World, and it wasn't bad. It didn't look bad. Like people don't hate it, but it's not like crazy. To be honest, I don't know if I can. Well, it's hard to say that. I don't know if I consider Zenshu an isekai, but I guess it technically is. I'm more mad that Shangri-La Frontier is not on this list, and the Disney one made it. Like that really made me mad.
Why are you like, you'd rather have Shangri-La on here and Zenshu? Like Zenshu is questionable, but Shangri-La is not questionable for you.
That's why I said never mind. I was like, I don't think that's. I don't think
Well,
that's legit.
it could definitely unseat the Disney show, apparently. Yeah. So why is that even?
Dude, I don't understand that. And then
Disney wasn't like, hey, give our fucking shit some cred.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't, because like I looked at
put our shit in there.
I looked at the judges. There's a lot of people that were selected to like pick their top. And I'm like, all these people watched this Disney one and thought this deserves to be up there. Either there is not enough isekai on there, or they want to give some nod to Disney for some reason. Because I don't agree, like at all. That would have never been on there. Now I have noticed a decline though in isekai anime overall since they were blasting off with it. Now it's because it's just like it becomes repetitive. So now what are you gonna keep making at this point?
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a hard I think in the future this is gonna be a harder category, and you're gonna see a lot more Konosuba, Re:Zero, like that's gonna be a reoccurring.
I think
thing.
They're just looking for, yes, it's an isekai. We understand the basic concept of it. What are you doing that's a little different?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Konosuba is just leading more with the comedic side of it.
Yeah,
a little more, slice of life with it. Re:Zero, like when you have your Re:Zero, I would even say the time I was reincarnated as slime. Like those are the anime that are like synonymous with isekai. If Sword Art Online isn't putting anything out, which again, Sword Art Online, you're probably leaning more towards your Shangri-La Frontier, where it's like, yeah, they're in this world, but it's like a game and they can come back to whatever, right? Outside of the first season where it's like you can't go back because if you take that helmet off, you die, But to your point, EJ, it's like when you start saying Re:Zero starting another like season 3, and then the hype they had for season 4 where people are in theaters just to get a sneak, just to watch the first episode of it. I don't see how it can't win it. And with this, so I'm hoping that Zenshu gets the original win, the win for original anime. And I think Re:Zero is, because I think Re:Zero won last year. If I'm
last year, Re:Zero won last year also, but season 3 was pretty crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Not gonna lie.
It's one of those where it's just like, if Re:Zero is
corner that,
like I think they have a stranglehold on the
on the category, because
right
there's
now
not a lot
they
of
do.
competition out there right now for it.
Yeah.
Konosuba though, I heard is really good. Like Steven talks so great about it, and he said it's so awesome. So I haven't watched it yet, so I can't. And I asked Steven like how season 3 was, but he hasn't watched season 3 yet. So
it's always a good time when I like Konosuba. Like I know I'm about to laugh, I'm about to smile, and like, it's not like, oh my fucking god, what happened? You're just like, that's good. I'm in a good place. Best drama. This one is pretty good. I've seen 3 out of the 5, 6. Now we got 6 here. We have Anne Shirley, The Apothecary Diaries, season 2, Blue Box, Orb. Now I've heard good things about Orb. I haven't watched it though. Summer Hikaru Died, and Taco P's Original Sin. When I'm thinking drama, I'm thinking like this shit has me like feeling a whole certain type of way. That's why I leaned Original Sin on this one for drama. Shout out for it. I think it was in the original and best character design. I think this is the category where it shines the most.
Yeah.
The Summer Hikaru Died was also up there.
Yep.
But I think the gravity of Original Sin's concept and the things that the characters were dealing with in that one was more heavy and more dramatic for me as a viewer. And I think it's good that they took the risks to kind of bring that to the anime world. So Taco P is my vote for this one for best drama. What about you, EJ?
Same. I wouldn't be mad if Hikaru got the nod, but I don't think it's gonna take this one. Original Sin, in my opinion, like you said, the gravity of the subject matter is much more mature. You're not just approaching the coming of age or friendship which is a really common thread for most of the animes. So Hikaru has that as its basis. So it's not something unfamiliar. And how it plays on all of us is more on a nostalgic level because everybody's been, teenagers in the summer, but Original Sin is drama that's more mature and real question, not just friendship and coming of age. It's real questions about life. So I feel like those two definitely are the top 2 for me in the category. I'll give it to Original Sin over Hikaru. Like I said, I did like that Apothecary Diaries is getting nods this year, but I don't feel like the drama is it's season 2's drama was not as on edge as the first season. So I don't think that it's the suspense and drama was a little more tangible in the first season because you felt like Mao Mao was more at risk. This season was a little more just she's kind of more established. People know her, and it's just moving forward. So the drama was less, the interaction was more. So I like that it's there, but it's definitely not the pick for me. I'm going with Original Sin. Jackie, what you got?
Yeah, I think all of these definitely deserve to be on there. I have not seen Anne Shirley. I haven't even looked anything up on Anne Shirley, so I can't honestly say anything about it, unfortunately. I can see Apothecary Diaries winning this though, based off of popularity. It technically Apothecary Diaries was made to be a drama. It's the whole like K-drama.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it, C-drama in China. I have no idea, but it's that Asian drama where I don't know if you guys ever get it sometimes on your freaking Facebook feed where it's like the drama thing and it's this weird like show type of story and you're like, what? And then you just like move on. But it's supposed to be like a historical drama. Taco P's drama. It has a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Not psychological, but science, like sci-fi into it because of the octopus. Yeah, same thing with Summer Hikaru Died, right? Now you add paranormal stuff into there. So there's like horror kind of elements. It's not truly a drama, but Apothecary Diaries is. Even Orb kind of is too. If you really think about it. But that's why I wouldn't be surprised if Apothecary Diaries wins this, because that is actually a true drama, whereas Summer Hikaru Died and Taco P is more. But I'm on the same boat though as you guys. I'm like, which one really made me go, oh shit, like, whatever. Taco P's Original Sin. definitely. But the way that kind of ended and everything brings it back to a sci-fi type kind of thing, and
Yeah, true.
that's why I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, if they're going strict, I want drama, then yeah, it's
Apothecary Diaries.
Also, you'd have to look at. There are more people watching Apothecary Diaries than
Yep.
Hikaru and Taco P. You know, they're probably just like, "Ugh, gross." Click Momo,
Yeah.
yay!
And there's always a new, like, it's like fucking watching The Days of Our Lives. There's always a new, like, oh
Mystery.
no, someone did this kind of thing in Apothecary every day. Like, they got to like figure something out, and who did what, and who's gossiping about who.
It's
and
fueled by the tea. Like, let's sit
Yes,
down and spill
that's
the
drama.
tea.
That
so
is drama. That
people-
is what it is.
People are going to relate to that on a level,
Yes,
like
so
so. I can
That's a
see
good
that.
point, Becky. So yeah, that's probably going to be the winner, but I'll be voting for Taco P.
Yeah, me too.
Best Slice of Life. Anne Shirley is back again with Blue Box City the Animation, Fragrant Flower, Blooms with Dignity, My Dress Up Darling, and Spy Family. The only one on here I've seen is Spy Family, and I know that's not going to win Best Slice of Life because I'm feeling that these other anime probably just check all the boxes when it comes to a slice of life. You've talked up Fragrant Flower, you've talked up Blue Box, which those are romance, and then now they're down here a slice of life. So I think when Crunchyroll recycles anime in different categories, like, it confuses me. Like, if I haven't watched them, I'm like, so what kind of show is this? Is this a slice of life? Is this a romance? Is this in which romance and slice of life sometimes go hand in hand? But when it comes to this one, I'm clueless on any of these shows outside of Spy Family.
yeah.
So I'll probably be voting for Spy Family just because I'm just like, I just want to see it win something this year. So if it's in here with shows that I haven't watched, and I know I watched Spy Family, that'll be my vote. It's like a very ignorant way to vote, but it's what I know at this point. So have you seen any of these, EJ? You got any? He's like, nah.
My family's the only one. Like,
Back to you.
I wouldn't have put it in this category, but I mean, I guess. But
I mean, there's the slice of life side of it when they're trying to pretend to be a family, and Anya can do what she can do to make them two fall in love because she can read minds. She knows she's an assassin. He's a spy. I don't want to go back to the orphanage. Let's make this family thing happen. So that's the slice of life stuff that I like. That's why it's always a comfort watch, a soul food watch for me, going to Spy Family. And every time and then, it gets spicy with the action, and I'm just like, oh shit, wasn't expecting that. But again, we lean on your expertise, Jackie. If you have watched, I know you talked about a couple of them, but on this one,
based off research that I did, and I even just was doing some research on Anne Shirley while you guys were talking. A lot of people are saying it's a gem. That it's one of those hidden ones that just no one will ever watch unless they take the time to sit down and watch it. It's based off of, I guess, back in the 80s, there was a show called Anne. And that's what it's based off of. So a lot of adults really like it. And there's a book series too. So they're trying to see if it matches the book series. And I guess they're doing a pretty good job. It got really good reviews, but it's honestly about this girl who just goes and it's about her finding friendship, love, and happiness in her new home after she gets adopted. So if we want to be very objective and talk about slice of life, that is the definition of slice of life out of all of these. City the Animation is also considered a slice of life, so I think that one is a good contender for being up there.
Is it based on Netflix? There's a live action Anne on Netflix. It was years ago. So is this just an animated version of it?
So apparently there's a 70s anime too, about Anne that they're comparing it to as well.
Anne of Green Gables. Is that?
Yep. Yeah. Anne of the Green Gables.
Yeah. Okay. It's basically, it's a retelling of Anne of Green Gables. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
That's what it is.
It's an old British, based, novel.
And apparently it's really good. It's a very enjoyable watch. That's what everyone's saying. Yeah. And they're loving this version too. One person, I read only one person say it was a little fast, but it was still really great and they were really enjoying it. I just don't know if like all of these have a little bit of slice of life into it because there's like school involved with Dress Up Darling and Fragrant Flower and Blue Box. They all three of them have school, but a lot of those are very heavy on romance, in my opinion.
Wow.
So again, if we're going back to the true like slice of life, now you're looking at Anne Shirley's City, the animation. And then I guess you can throw Spy Family in there because Spy Family is like, but it's from my understanding, it's getting more into a plot now, and there's more things coming into it. So then is that actually now slice of life anymore? I don't know. So again, I haven't watched either Anne Shirley or City Animation. So those are my two because they're quick watches
Yeah.
right now. They're both 12. So I have time. I'm gonna watch those really quick and then make my decision from there. Cause right now I'm like, I don't want to pick any of them.
Right.
Because like I'm like, I don't know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that Dress Up Darlings or Fragrant Flower is like up there for best slice of life, my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you're thinking Crunchyroll kind of fumbled the nominees for this category, huh?
I don't know. It's just either that or we just don't have a lot of slice of lives out there.
I don't know. I'll bet if I type slice of life into Crunchyroll, it'll be like, hey, look at all these things.
Well, for 2025.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
valid. Super valid. So best main character, we got Midoriya from My Hero, Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries, Momo from Dan to Dan, Okaroon from Dan to Dan, Rudo from Gachiakuta, and of course, our favorite main character of all time, Sung Ji Woo from Solo. Don't do that, Jackie. Don't do that. All right. Heavy hitters in here, right? Heavy hitters.
Yeah.
What I don't like is how they give a lot of these shows one character, they give Dan to Dan two characters. Who would you say would
But I
be
think
the
that,
main
isn't
character?
that kind of Dan to Dan's appeal too?
I don't
Is
know.
that
You got to pick
you know?
one. Because like
eh,
how Kafka's not on here.
I know.
You know, like you're robbing somebody, and I don't like it.
Man just keeps getting snubbed, man.
I don't like it because you want to Momo and Okaroon this shit up. Like, pick one. And I would say Momo is probably more of the main character of Dan to Dan than Okaroon. That's just me.
Yeah.
But all right, EJ, floor is yours. Your boy didn't make the list, so who does your vote go to?
I have to go with Okaran because I like Rudo, but I feel like there's time. There's time for that. I don't feel like he's earned the category yet as best main character. I mean, he is a great main character, but he's got time, and we're still learning a lot about Rudo. Watching Okaran from season 1 through season 2, watching him grow, watching him become more assertive, watching him take on his role more directly and not be so avoidant. And he's not complaining. He's kind of he's becoming focused. And I like the growth in his character. I like Momo too. And that is hard because I feel like both of them kind of, you can't have one without the other. Okaran wouldn't be as great if he didn't have Momo.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Momo is kind of on a slump in life without Okaran. So together they've become so much more.
With each other.
But Okaran, for me, the way that he's stepped up, especially with Evil Eye, in this last season, to try to bring peace without destruction, and trying to give the benefit out, even though he knew at first that was his biggest when the guy first showed up who becomes Evil Eye was the biggest threat to his love life. But at the same time, he ends up instead of choosing the route where a lot of people would out of jealousy or whatever to be like, oh, good luck with that guy. He still comes through to try to save him as a friend. The fact that he said that he was his friend meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
So I like that reflection. I like him as a character. He's wholesome. He's not without flaws. But he's also not the reluctant hero, which is I totally cannot take any more of the reluctant hero tropes. That drives me insane. So out of this list, I have to go with Okaran. Momo would be a close second. Jinwoo's not on my list because I don't really know besides he kicks a lot of ass. That's about all I know about him. And he has a mom, which I think every living human has a mom. So other than that, I mean, if you like him, that's awesome. Some people like Superman. Other than that, Mao Mao's an interesting character, but Okuran overshadows most of them, in my opinion. So, what do you think, Willie?
I'm going with Midoriya, and I feel like he's going to win it. The other characters, like you said, start from Jinwoo, like not really multifaceted at that point. Like I think the one time I was like super rooting for him is when he was doing all the stuff to create the elixir to give to his mom to save his mom. And then after that, it's just like, now I'm just fighting to protect my friends, which is cool, standard shonen type stuff. Rudo, he's dope, but he's not even my favorite character in Gachikuta. It's Engine, and I know they're going to flush Rudo out more. And he has the potential to be there in future awards. Momo and Okarun, they're like a package deal, like Chip and Dale when it comes to, you can't see one without the other. To your point, usually when they're fighting, it's always them strategizing, like, he'll carry Momo around. She'll use her, her projections and all that stuff to make it work. Like I may, I don't know, get some pushback on this, but Mao Mao is just, she was nominated last year, I think. I don't think she won.
Jinwoo won.
Yeah.
Soul Leveling.
I'm trying to figure out like how of all the animes that happen, and we're just like, we come across these names. Not taking anything from her, but I feel like we could have probably put it a stronger candidate in this one. This is like we could have took either one of the Dan squad off and put Kafka in here, or took Mama off and put Kafka in here. But I think Midoriya's gonna get it based on the full character arc, seeing him from start to finish. I think emotionally, we're just supposed to vote on the final season. They got it in parentheses, but we all know how this is gonna work. Yeah. Full completion from kid with no quirk to being that guy to coming to the end, doing what he can to save, who people like. This dude is literally trying to ruin the whole earth. He's trying to save his friend while everybody, I mean, it's My Hero ended so well. I can't see Midoriya not winning this thing. So Deku for the win. That's my choice. What do you think, Jackie?
I'm the same way. That's who I was gonna pick. That's who I'm gonna pick. Rudo was my second one, only because I like
Bakugo on there.
I just don't think Bakugo is a main character, and he was out of most of the final season. So
yeah, he was laid out.
You know what I mean? Like, what? I'm gonna go root for him because the show wanted him not to die and decided to have him like just go ape shit. Like whatever. Like maybe I would have voted for Bakugo when he and Midoriya finally like became friends like 4 years ago in like season 7 or whatever, part 1, I think it was.
Yeah.
So maybe, but like no, his character growth's done. He's fine. Midoriya it was very bittersweet for him, and kind of the way it ended and how he's still like involved regardless. I think that was my favorite part, is like it ended the way it should have, and he's still involved like he should have been. It's not like he just goes and he's like, or he got to keep this power, like he's just all might, like he's all might, like and then I just like it became like overall as a person, as a character, and especially how the season ended, like it was he was out of this all of it best main character for sure. Rudo was my second, and the only reason why is because Rudo had a really huge like peak in character development with him and Ano. And I really like that part of him. You could see he's changing a lot. So he was my second. Momo and Okarun are fun, but like, I don't know. I like Mao Mao a lot. She's my favorite female like main character because she's not like the typical female character. But yeah, so if Midori doesn't win, my second pick would have been Rudo.
I dig it. Nice. Look at us. We're like mind melding here. Supporting character. I'm telling you right now, it's Engine for me.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but I'm gonna ruin it for you guys.
Yeah.
Engine
With
is my
110.
choice. However, we do have multiple other characters. We got Jinshi from Apothecary Diaries. We got Gigi from Dan to Dan. We got
Yeah.
Bakugo, like we were talking about for My Hero. We have Luan and Shishui from Apothecary Diaries, and Turbo
Yeah.
Granny is in here as well. So, yeah, I already told you my pick, Engine. I don't know if you guys are going any different. I will say I like the supporting character category lineup more than the
Mhm.
character one, but
Same.
Yeah,
Where you-
I agree with that.
So
But-
this one was hard for me, and this is why. I love Engine so much. But there's so many other things that like two specific characters on here do for the main character that is like I think a little bit better than Engine sometimes, especially yeah. And so Gigi, for example, now that he has Evil Eye and just his like involvement now with Okarun and Momo and
Yeah.
with the team and all of that is just like it's such a great addition. But Lolan, she's like, I don't know if you remember her downfall and like what she went through to get to where she was for Mao Mao at the end. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that.
Mm-mm.
Did you guys watch Apothecary Diaries?
not
But
season
what did it?
Oh, you didn't watch season 2? Oh my dude. Like
that's
it-
why I'm like skipping over. Like I can't really.
Yeah,
in my personal opinion, Lolan, it's me. Like that's who I'm picking because like you haven't seen season 2.
Just
So
talk
annoying.
about it. I'm gonna watch it regardless.
Well, okay. It's just a huge reveal that happens in season 2 with Lolan and this like entire like workup of what she was going through and what she was planning with like her family and how she like uh ended up like the end and like how her whole story ended and everything was just crazy in my personal opinion. And she became my favorite character in Apothecary Diaries, and that was one of my most favorite stories because of that.
Oh shit!
Yes.
All right.
So when I saw her name on here, I was like, oh my god, that's right. I completely forgot about all of that. It's crazy. Can you scroll down a little bit? Who is the other one?
Turbo Granny.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was like,
Sure.
what?
Sure.
Come on,
I
man.
guess you need a 6. I guess.
Like if you really want to put someone on there that's supporting character, put Taco P on there. Like what are we fucking
Well,
talking about?
what about homeboy Kafka's homeboy from the beginning,
That's what I
yo?
was gonna say,
Yes, that I
nobody-
do agree.
Nobody from Kaiju 8.
And
Nobody?
he stepped it up. I mean, he was like less than 20 in his power, and
man,
he's just a dude. And then he backing up his boy, and he's like stepped it up to be one of the most powerful dudes, and he's still there with him, man.
Jinshi shouldn't be on here. Bakugo
No.
shouldn't be on here, in my personal opinion. Turbo Granny should not be on here.
Mm.
And I think you replace those people with now if you add Kafka's number 2, okay.
Yeah.
Now yeah, now you're making this really competitive.
Or
Now
even
if you
Clavitas, what's her name in Clavitas? The
Oh.
main chick that he brought back?
I know what you're about.
The main
forget her
knight
name.
that he brought back. I mean, she's like pivotal to the whole story going forward. It's not just a section of the story. She is carrying the story with Clavitas and the baby and the maid that they picked up. I'm like, she is a supporting character that carries the story with, or the story unfolds with them. I'm just like, no offense, man, but Jinshi's just a love interest from the side. He's not really, I understand that he's fuel for certain parts of the story, but he doesn't carry
That's her
the
name.
character, supporting the character, supporting the story. That's what I feel like this category. I'm like, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
I think they were weren't they nominated? Like who was it? I think somebody from Clevitus was it Nellaroo?
I don't remember. I gotta look. Let me look up.
Yeah, it was. I thought, and I went with that because I was like, her story was so interesting and so different and so
Her
heartbreaking.
I was like,
And
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
and I'm like, but those are people that are supporting the main story. They're not side hustles, in my opinion. Like you just a couple episodes that are poignant. That doesn't make you a supporting character.
Sometimes what I think people are doing when they choose the names is they're not thinking of it like that. They're thinking of like anybody that's not the main character
in a popular show.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's not the definition of a supporting character. That's
no. So last year, and wait, is this 2020?
No, it was Fern, right?
Yes, it was Fern. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong.
Which made sense.
But
I made a whole bunch of sense.
Nellaroo was like nominated, I think.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong one. I hate that Crunchyroll does this. They're like Crunchyroll 2026 Anime Awards, but it's actually 2025.
Yeah.
And so I look up 2024 nominees, and then it's giving me 2023's nominees.
Because I got a question. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Sentenced to Be a Hero, but that has main characters with obvious supporting characters. Kaiju number 8, obvious supporting character. What are we talking about with this list?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like Gigi a lot, but Gigi's more of now he's slowly becoming more of the team player. But is he actually a supporting character?
Yeah, like Turbo Granny was also like nominated last year, so that's why I'm like, what did she do in season 2 this year? Like, what?
All
what
she
are we
did was
talking
try to
about?
teach. She was trying to teach Okuran to be to go beyond what he feels is like his limit. That's all she did, but it was like an episode or two. It wasn't like to me, Momo or Okuran are each other's supporting characters. They're there all the time through the story supporting or Obachan. She has supported them since the beginning.
Yeah.
What are we talking about with, like, I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to be like a dick to the people who made the nominees, but I'm like, really? Are you just throwing up some people from popular shows that Jinshi shouldn't be on there, man, at all? Yeah, and I mean, like, if they've only affected a couple episodes, that's not a supporting character. That is like an interesting side character.
Well, that's what it is. I think they're just picking side characters for a lot of these things.
Which
some of them make sense, but yeah, I don't know. But I'm personally gonna vote for. I don't know about Lolan because it is a big deal. Like, but I think because I was thinking about it more. I think I'm gonna probably still vote for Engine because that's the first thing I thought of.
Engine's my guy out of this whole list because he's the only one I feel like has been integral from the very first episode.
You look at Rudo, like Engine is there,
supporting him.
The
whole time.
Yep.
You know, he wouldn't. The show wouldn't be there without him.
I like his
because Rudo would have died in the trash.
Must protect Anya Forger on here again. Get out of here.
That's
I know, right?
We're skipping this one. Womp womp. Best anime song.
Oh, Jackie's up. Jackie.
Dude. This one was hard.
It is hard this year.
I spent so many hours.
I'll be right back. Go
on
ahead.
this. I was like, dude, because like so what's fun? Did you watch the music video for Jane Doe?
I did.
Dude. So first of all, the music video is sick. And then the actual, like, obviously the video they came out with for Reese and what's his name?
You're talking about the video when it's just about the song, though.
Oh no, I'm talking about the one with Utada Hikaru and Kenshi Yonezu.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like in the bus station and it's just constantly going around.
Yep.
Oh dude, it's so good. But the song itself is great. Iris Out is such a good song. And then you have On the Way, which, like, the amount of times I have listened to that song is so unhealthy.
That's my winner.
Dude.
It has everything I'm looking for when I'm thinking, like, of an anime song.
Yeah.
Like, it checks all my boxes for that. But I
Yeah.
did you know what? I'm like, oh, we're bringing movie songs in here. I saw
Yeah.
not one shout out to my girl Lisa
Yes. That
or
song is amazing. What are you
here
talking about?
Demon Slayer Infinity Castle.
Dude. Yeah, because they put Reawake R. That's Lisa's shout out right there.
You know, like, but it's not her best work this season.
No, it's not. The Demon Slayer one is way better. And oh my gosh. And when they played it even in the movie, like what are we talking about?
I'm asking you, Jackie, what's happening here? But of these nominees, we got In Bloom from the Apothecary Diaries. We got Iris
which
Out.
is a fun opening song.
Yep. We got Iris Out from Chainsaw Man the movie. We got Jane Doe from Chainsaw Man the movie. On the Way from Dan to Dan season 2.
Yep.
And Reawake R. Is it Reawake R or Reawaker?
I actually don't know. I never looked it up.
Yeah. But with
didn't care enough.
You know, featuring Felix from Stray Kids. And we got Watch Me from a very great band.
Very great band.
Yeah, so
very great.
Witch Watch.
Yes.
So Jackie, who you went with here? Who you clicking the button for? Who are you clicking the button for? And who do you see winning this one?
I think On the Way is going to win, and that's also what I'm going to select. Because there's also like so many renditions done, and then there was that collaboration that she did with what's that guy's name? I'll look it up, but and it was so good, and even the guy like did it, like his rendition was so freaking awesome. It was really, it was just really amazing. So, but when I was looking up the songs last night, a lot of people love Jane Doe, and they all cry when they watch after the movie and they watch it again. And I'm not gonna lie, I cried. So I think it might be between those two. It's really hard to tell. It depends on popularity now again. Again, if we go with popularity, it's probably gonna be On the Way. But Dan to Dan, because a lot of people are not fans, which is surprising. A lot of people don't like, sorry, not a lot of people. There is a good amount of people, like from things I've watched and read, that don't like Chainsaw Man. So
really?
Yeah, there's people that I talk to even at work that are like, I just couldn't get into Chainsaw Man. And I'm like, what?
That's fine.
Wow.
I think Reawake should be on here.
I don't think it should be on
there. Reawake should be on there. You could probably take Iris Out off. Keep if you're going to keep a song from Chainsaw Man, keep that on.
Keep Jane Doe.
Yeah.
Keep Jane Doe.
I think that what should have been put on here is Gotcha Kuda's second opening.
Yes. Absolutely.
That should have been on here. I was like, why the
best openings?
The first or the second? Like, I'm just either the first opening or the second.
I would have been cool with you. Is it on the section for openings?
The second one isn't. The first one is for opening sequence, but neither song is on there. And I was like, are we fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
There's so many songs, and I was looking up other ones too because I forgot about them, and I was like, fuck this shit, man.
Yeah, I was like,
fuck this shit.
Tell us how you really feel, Jackie. I mean, don't
I
hold
was
back.
really mad, man. There's a lot of good songs, like, and you know me, like I'm a huge Suji Bungaku fan, and like they had an opening and closing for the Secrets of the Silent Witch, which those songs are just
that's what I heard too. Like I haven't watched that yet, but you brought it up. I heard that it was like really good.
These songs are the show's good, but like which is why I was pissed that wasn't on Slice of Life, but whatever. We're getting into gripes. Complaints. Let's continue on.
I was about to be like, man, fucking Shangri-La Frontier. Y'all ain't none of their shit made this best anime.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I said on here too. The second opening of Shangri-La Frontiers. Yeah. That song is so good. Why is that not on there? That is insane.
I mean,
what the fuck are we talking about?
I didn't even think some of these were so popular that it would knock some of those others off. You know what I mean? It's like
it's because the show Shangri-La is not popular. Witch Watch is. And so people are watching the opening to it, and the colors and everything are really great too. And Yasuobi is a really good band. So I get it why it's on there, but it's because now when you have people who watch whatever they watch and Shangri-La Frontier is not getting love, they're not watching that second opening. And because if they were, and if it was popular, I'm telling you, that song would be on here, dude. It is
Say the
so
bands
good.
that do Shangri-La's things aren't as well known as a lot
That
of these
too.
other ones. Outside of the one opening Lisa did for them, like it's just the music's good. I think it fits with the show, but they're just like, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes, but we get the best score, and this one was also tough for me.
Yeah.
This one was more up to where I'm just like, I can fuck with this shit. So again, not really watching season 2 of Apothecary Diaries. I'm like season 1, like I love the score. I love how the music sets the tone for certain things. Chainsaw Man, I'm talking heavy hitters. Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Dan to Dan. I like the
But shout out to Kensuke Ushio, dude, like making scores for 2 different big animes. Also 2 totally different vibes. So like this guy's talented.
And then Gachi Akuta. Like I'm just looking at the meat in this nominee sandwich. Chainsaw Man, Dan to Dan, Demon Slayer, Gachi Akuta. Like the middle of this, I'm just like, this is tough. So
yeah.
I want to know what you think, EJ. Where are you at?
I say for the score matching the feel and the vibe of the show. And I mean, I love Demon Slayer, man, but I don't think they belong in this category just because it's good, but we've all heard it, and that wasn't really what makes Demon Slayer the strongest, is the score of the music going through the action. It is good, but I have to go with Gachakuda again. I feel like as far as the score matching the feel of the show and the moments and accentuating action or accentuating plot or like hitting the right points, I feel like they did the most coming through. And I love Dan to Dan, man, but Dan to Dan's always been good with music and sound. But I feel like Gachakuda this year, I mean, the whole feel for that season 1, I mean, the vibe of the music just went with it. And I have to go back to it's cultural, it's modern, but it's also like it just, I don't know, it fits the entire show. Like when especially when you start seeing Rudo starting to I don't know, fall into that darkness within almost. The music that follows is like, I don't know, it's haunting, but it's like it's a haunting but building awakening. And you're waiting for it. It's like it grabs you and it pulls you into that scene like, man, Rudo's about to lose it. And no one's even seen what the full extent of Rudo losing it is. But you want to know because you're like, God, this builds, man. This music builds. It pulls you in. It's like a vacuum into there. And I mean, I know Chainsaw Man too. Great music. I'm not going to knock the others, but I feel like what score followed the feel of the show. And that's why I feel like this should be more of a show than movie, is because it's longer based. It's a longer base. Like you're with the score, the series, you get to feel all of it play out through however many episodes, where a score in a movie might only be in that one movie, and you don't feel the same vibes and stuff for the next time they have something and come out for Chainsaw Man or Demon Slayer. It might change up completely, but that I went with that out of all these. That's just my pick though. But I mean, it's great. Like you said, the meat of this sandwich is something else, man. It's hard not to roll with any of those. But I just went with how I felt with it, with the presentation for different scenes, the introduction to different characters, the change in moods. I feel like Gachakuda did the best at that yearly, and it gave nods to hip hop. It gave nods to jazz. It gave nods across the board to different genres of music, and still fit the scene and the action or the story. So I have to give props to that, because it's not a period piece where I can always bring in an orchestra on a period piece and they can lay down a track that's going to be like, oh, I feel like I'm in medieval Europe. Yay. But for them to bring it all together, still present a great story and be able to make it link to what is relative in music, I think that's why Dan to Dan stood out before and why Gachakuda stands out now. What do you think, Jackie? You're our music person. What you think?
So for me, Gachi Akuda was cool, but I wasn't like I wasn't doing that a lot when I would watch it. I did it a lot in Dan, and I did it a lot in Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer's score is just you're not allowed to say the R word. It's just stupid. It goes dumb. It's just like it's so it's in my personal opinion, like when I was watching it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is insane." And then with Dan, when they would switch to the techno and like Evil Eye was going, it's like it was but it was like a weird like crackly sound. I was like, "Oh my god, this is fun. This is crazy." And then when they switched at the end and they were like in that Gundam, and then it was like this crazy like soundtrack and like orchestra, I was like, "Whoa, this is so crazy." It was just like Godzilla, like epic. So I don't know. For me, that's where I'm stuck between. If I don't know. I think like I lean more towards Dan. Huh?
Are you Demon Slayer and Dan are the ones you're just like, fuck.
Yeah, well, because so
Well,
part of me leans
how close is Chainsaw Man? How close of a third is Chainsaw Man to those two for you? Or is like it's not even you didn't even consider Chainsaw Man like
there was only a couple times in Chainsaw Man where I was like the music was like I was more so going nuts over like just like the animation and like the things like how crazy like the voice acting was going and just overall like if anything I thought more the opening and ending was more fun and was more cool than like the score
Agreed.
personally.
Yeah.
The score is good, it matched it, but like it wasn't anything that I was like, "Oh my god." Gacha Kuda had its moments too, but again, like the two that like I just always remember me like immediately hearing it and following the vibe with it, and it just completely changing the way I looked at like the episode or whatever was happening was Dan and Demon Slayer. And with Dan, like I'm a little biased with it because I watched it in theaters and I watched the like documentary, if you will, between the producer and the director, and then talking about the direction they want to go to, why they went the way that they did, how they're changing the music and the vibes with the colors. And I was like, yo, this is ingenious. Like, it's so great. And then Demon Slayer, of course, like just from the opening song to just like the way that the chorus comes in or the choir with like the strings, and then you add in some of the like Asian instruments with and then I don't know if you guys remember, but with Akaza's like whole entire scene in that background song was so
Yep.
good. So
that is really good. His part was pretty much the highlight for me, was the music and score behind his story.
Yeah. But I think I'm gonna pick Dan. I also like really want this Kensuke Ushio guy to get his flowers because the fact that he made scores for 2 different anime and they both sound different. Like I was listening to the score for Chainsaw Man, I was listening to Dan's, like I'm like, this guy is a genius. And I kind of want this guy just to get like recognition and then he can do more scores for other anime.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I am.
100%. My choice is the Infinity Castle. Just goosebumps the whole time.
Yeah.
How well the music enhances everything you're seeing on the screen. Just the emotions it pulls. And this is going back to the first movie when Rengoku's fighting Asuka, and it's just the music of them going back and forth and all of that shit. Like the way they're able to intertwine the music to not even just their movies, but like to their fucking show as well. Because when he's fighting, like I know this is years ago, but when he's in the mountains and he's fighting Ruri and he just remembers his dad dancing the hikamori, and he just starts changes and he's cutting through. I'm just like, I melted in my seat. And then the second season when he's fighting when Tenjin is fighting I forget the demon's name, but he's like throwing the blood. My man is chopping through him because he's like, I can see your sour notes in your melody, and I'm just like melt. Like I'm just like, they just do such a good job when it comes to the music. And when it comes to the movie, like like I looked at my wife, she was tearing up a bit during the Oscars. You know what I'm saying? Because the music just drew that out of her. You know, she was
Mhm.
there was a point she was like, I wanted him to win.
Yeah.
Just because. And I'm just like, well, in his backstory, yeah, you know, but now no, because he's gonna kill them. You know, like we need them to keep going. Like we already saw one of them die. You want to see another one die? Like, and I think that part gets taken away too, because everybody focuses on the last third of the movie, which is, you know, Giyu and Tanjiro fighting Asuka. But like when I forget her name, Insect
The
Hot
desperation, with her battle.
Shinobu.
Nobu's battle.
And how the music was just like, oh my gosh, you're just like, bro, this
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely conveyed that desperate, like
this is her last
Dude.
last
Yeah.
attack. You're just like, here we go, and he just laughs that shit off. Is that all you got? Like, you asshole. Son of a-
hate that guy.
like the music went from this high, very encouraging tone when she's doing her centipede thing and fucking him up.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, oh, at least she got that. And then when he laughs that shit off and the music changes again, you're like, oh my God, no. For those who haven't read the manga, they were just like, what's happening? I don't know. And I'm just like, they are setting these people up for such a fucking heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give it to Demon Slayer. And I see what you're saying with Dan Jackie, 100%. But these three here, Dan, Demon Slayer, Gachakuta, I'm cool with either one of them, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I swear to God, like I'm clicking for Demon Slayer. I might alternate between the three because you know you can come back and vote each day, but
once a day,
It's tough. But I mean, as far as the ones that give you the most feels, though, I agree. I mean, Demon Slayer's.
dude. I was on a
I just feel like I'm
journey.
being biased because I'm such a fan.
So you ever see that meme where it's like that one song that comes on, it's like your iPod and they're like floating off the bed?
yeah.
That's kind of like what it is.
You just it just elevates you.
Yeah.
The music's so good, I'm levitating.
Yeah.
Opening sequence. I think this is where they throw us our bone, Jackie. They give us Hugs by Pale Dust, which is the
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Don't do that. Yeah. Don't downplay Hugs. But the first opening, right? I do like Mirage by Creepy Nuts for Call of the Night season 2. If you haven't been
it's a
watching
fun one.
Call of the Night is a good anime. It's over on High Dive, so if you know, I don't know why Crunchy how Crunch all the money they get, they just can't be like, bring your shit over here. Like more people can get eyes on your show if it's over here than on High Dive. We got On the Way, of course, by near the end for Dan season 2. Reawake Arf by and
dude,
I'm just like, I love Lisa, but that wasn't your best work, girl.
But this is opening sequence though, and if you rewatch the opening sequence, I'm like, this is nothing different than like just showing scenes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? Why?
Then you gotta watch me.
Even with the Revo with My Hero Academia, I'm like,
yeah,
it's just scenes from the show.
Porn Graffiti really doesn't do. There's not a whole lot of openings or endings that Porno Graffiti does where I'm just like, yeah. They have some popular ones because they're tied to like popular anime, but I'm like, those are the openings where it's like skip intro, yes, you know. No offense, just my cup of tea. But for me, I'm looking at Hugs, I'm looking at Mirage, I'm looking at On the Way, and then that's pretty much it's a 3-person race.
It's just those 3, yeah.
But if we're talking opening sequence, so we're talking the music and the visuals.
Yeah.
Now I narrow it down to Hugs and On the Way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a Gotcha Akuta whore this season, so I'm going with Hugs.
You are.
I'm going with Hugs. That's my pick. What say you, Jackie?
It's tough because
she said,
I don't. Well, because I listened to the lyrics with On the Way and just like how it matches like the relationship between Okarun and Momo, and then how in the opening or the sequence is him looking through everything through his lenses. So freaking cool. And then like at the end when they grab each other, they change the animation style and it's like this cool, like really bright colors and like drawing. Oh god, it's so good. But then Hugs is so you got metalcore, right? Like, oh, I think I read something where someone's like, bring more metalcore to anime. Like, that's what we need. And the opening's so weird, and just like all the details to it is great. Like, it's hard because I like both of them a lot, and I think I might just go back and forth every day, to be honest.
As
And
long,
just like whichever one gets it, I'm cool with.
as long as one of these two wins, I'm dope.
Yeah, because I do like, they're both very different. And one's a female, one's a male singer. So like, and it's totally different vibes, and just, yeah, it's really, I like both of them a lot. I can't pick. Like, it's really hard for me to pick.
All right, EJ, what you got?
I'm going with Hugs. I feel like as far as conveying the feel of the show, I felt like the song and then the visuals of them being like blasted away or thrown away, or it just kind of just all falls into the whole outcasted kind of feel, the emotion of it. And I mean, I love Dan to Dan. I'd be happy if either one of those won, but I expect that from Dan to Dan. So I'm like, Dan to Dan to me has been fused musically since it came out. Like, you expect
Synonymous with good music.
Yeah, with music.
Yeah.
And I mean, that doesn't mean that they don't deserve flowers, but they've gotten their flowers, and not that they've dropped off. They're still good. But for me, Hugs this year was more impactful. But like I said, I'd be happy if On the Way won too. So those two, I'm good with. Mirage is good, but it's not. It's not. I've not watched. I know the music. I didn't watch the show.
Mhm.
So I mean, of course, that has a different level of impact for me.
I watched the opening, and it's a really cool. I like the whole lighter.
It's
flick.
fun.
It's like,
It's
yeah.
it's a fun opening. But when you look at the visual shows that Hugs is, and the intent behind the visuals of On the Way, kind of what Jackie was saying, like you're looking at it through the lens of Okaroon when all this is going on. Hugs is just, this shit starts out and like it just comes on,
It's coming out of his mouth.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what in the fuck? And it's
Yeah.
whole anime, you're just like, what the fuck? Like beast, like trash monsters? What the hell?
Yeah.
And like after
It's
a few
so-
episodes, like I love it when it's like the opening is so abstract. You're like, what the fuck
Mhm.
is going on? Then after a couple episodes, like you start seeing the symbolism of
relation.
why this
Yeah.
is in the opening and why this, you're like, oh, this is fucking brilliant. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was like a three person race, but then when I sat down and I was just like, the visuals for Mirage is fun, but these
Mhm.
other two, like you can tell there was some intent behind it. Like,
Yeah, they match the
we're gonna
season.
give you, we're gonna give you a piece of the story inside of the opening. So that ending sequence, I feel like, hear me out. Great songs on here. I am voting for Beautiful Colors just based on the fact they keep shitting on Kaiju number. They keep shitting on Kaiju. You are going to give these people their goddamn props. Beautiful Colors. Let's go. One Republic. Season 2 ending of Kaiju number 8. But other just to give the rest of the nominees, you got actor, the ending for Spy Family season 3, Beautiful Colors, like we said, ending for Kaiju number 8 season 2. Do not know how to do this one. Let me see. It's another like very fun, upbeat. Like you're just like, oh, okay. Like maybe things will work out for them.
I know the dance.
Oh, you learned it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're like this.
Did you post it on TikTok?
No,
I-
I don't have.
we need
I
a
don't have
TikTok.
TikTok.
Oh,
We need an Instagram then, Jackie. Come on. We need a reel.
I buy Bump of Chicken for My Hero, and it's wrapping up. My Hero has, for as many seasons and openings as they have had, to me, the most misses of opening and ending.
Yeah.
Like, bro, they probably had one or two that I'm just like, I fuck with this. The rest of them, I'm like, skip.
Yeah.
And
I think season 6 or 7, one of them, the opening I really like.
but yeah, so My Hero, the music for the last season wasn't it for me. Kawaii Kawaii by Piki for My Dress Up Darling season 2, and Unapex from Solo Leveling season 2.
Yep.
So you already know my pick. I'm going Beautiful. I think we're all unanimous on this one because when we were doing our nominees, I was looking at when we did our nominee show, like how many did I predict right? I know for like best opening sequence, I had Gotcha Kuta, the first ending, Dan to Dan season 2, Spy Family season 3, Kaiju number 8. So and then I think in that one we're just like Beautiful Colors is it. I don't know if anything has changed. Jackie, you're changing your vote here.
No, I love this ending so much. I'm also a huge fan of anime bringing in English
Yeah.
singers and they're really good songs. The colors are just the Danadan one is really fun, and Steven and I will like sing it a lot, and the dance is cool and the animation's fun. So sequence wise, like that's fun. But dude, Kaiju's the song with the ending and then the way they change it, oh my god, it's so beautiful.
It's a little
It's
bit
such a
of
good song.
hope because like
Yes.
a lot of these episodes in, like you're just like, oh, they're fucked.
Yes.
Beautiful Colors come on and you see them all just walking around a normal day, just looking up in
Yeah.
the you're just like, maybe they do make it out. Maybe everything
Yeah.
will be okay. It's just
Yeah. It's
such a
I just love it. I as soon as I saw this, I was like, yeah, Kaiju's winning this for me.
yeah. What about you, EJ? I feel like
It better be Kaiju. I'm sorry. They gotta give him something, man. Gotta give him something
Yeah.
now. I'd be so disappointed. It's like, you guys don't give any love, man.
If Kaiju wins nothing, I am going to write a handwritten letter
Yeah.
and I'm sending it to Crunchyroll and be like, I don't know who you're picking, but you need to pick me next time to be one of your judges.
Yeah, because
it's bad. It's bad. Do we want to get into voice performers or go straight to anime of the year?
Go straight to anime of the year.
All right. The big one. Anime of the year. The Apothecary Diary season 2. Something tells me I need to get on that. It's all over the place around here. Dan to Dan season 2. Gotcha Kuta. My Hero Academia final season. Summer. Hikaru Died. Tackle P's Original Sin. Right off the bat, EJ, any gripes with the nominees for Anime of the Year?
Come on. Come on. I've been patient. Okay. I would love to see some love for my guy. Now, am I saying that these picks aren't great? These picks are good. I personally, even though I enjoy Apothecary Diaries, would like to see them swapped with Kaiju number 8. And then I feel like I'd be hard pressed to pick between Dan to Dan, Gachikuta, and Kaiju number 8. Those would be my top, I'm not a huge My Hero fan, but I still give them props, and I feel like they could pull that off for this year because of the fact that it's a sign off farewell kind of thing.
Yeah.
The summer Hikaru died. It isn't ready yet. Too many unanswered portions, and if it goes forward, I could see that possibly the second season bringing some closure to get it up there. And Takopi's Original Sin is great, but I don't think it's an S tier show like Dan to Dan or Gotcha Kuta. I mean, it doesn't have the opportunities to have as much going on as those shows. So if it comes down to what we just have here, which I'm disappointed, but I'll take Anime of the Year. I'll probably give it a Gotcha Kuta just because it's so different. This is its inaugural season. And I feel like this inaugural season has left me wanting more, and I'm excited about it. Not saying Dan to Dan hasn't done that as well, but I had more of that feeling last year at the end of Dan to Dan coming into this season. Like, man, I can't wait. that's the feeling I have with Gachakuta now. So I feel like they solidified that this season. So I mean, that's just how I feel. If Kaiju was on there, they'd get my nod just because I feel like as far as a series goes, for them to try to dot the T or dot the T's and slap
dot the I's, cross the T's,
that they are
dot
doing
the
that.
T.
You know, they're dotting their T's and crossing their I's. But they're doing that. You're getting closure with Kafka. You're getting an end, and they're moving towards it, and it's deliberate, and it's no filler, no, hey, let's stretch it to make some popularity or whatever. They're giving you their story. They're not giving you a bunch of garbage, and they're giving you great stuff each time. It's not falling off. You didn't get any weak art. You didn't get any poor, episodes. Everything was coherent and went forward. So I think it belongs in this category. Unfortunately, Crunchyroll doesn't agree, but that's my pick. Gachakuta. I wouldn't be mad if Dan to Dan got it, but I feel like the one coming out of the gates this year with the most to offer has been them. So what do you think, Willie?
Can we just revel in the fact that Solo Leveling is not a nominee? We just be like,
yeah, true.
I agree with that. Society.
Yes.
But my biggest, like, where's Toganaki on here? Like, I'm playing. I'm chill out. Yeah. Look at Jackie's face.
I was like, what? Wait, are you serious?
I will say this. I'm glad that the Summer Hikaru died and Taco P's Original Sin are here, right? They could have easily slid, one of the more popular ones in here, Crunchyroll or whoever the judges were, whoever helped nominate this down, is like, let's expand a little bit. Let's throw some of these kind of outside the normal genres, some sci-fi psychological stuff on here and see what happens. Also, shout out to a Netflix, show making it on here. Crunchyroll, I think, they're improving. Their timing for the voting and stuff is still odd, but we can be a little better on that. For me, anime of the year, I would lean toward Gachakuta. Who I know is gonna win is My Hero Academia. My Hero is gonna win this one. Send it off with the big win. And I feel like if it wins here, they probably will, go easy when it comes to like the other categories, best action, best all of that. Like, I think at the end of the night, as long as My Hero wins this one, it may change the voting or how they move forward with the other categories. But
yeah.
I do agree there are some missing. I haven't watched season 2 of Apothecary Diaries, but based how Jackie was talking about the fucking supporting character, I'm just like, I might need to jump in on this one. Like, maybe it needs to be up here. Would I be upset if either Taco P or Summer was not up here and they put in Kaiju number 8? I wouldn't be. But looking at this list, the 3 I'm looking at, Dan to Dan, Gachakuta, My Hero. Gachakuta will get my vote. I think My Hero's going to win it. What about you, Jackie?
When I was going through all of this the past couple days, one thing I noticed that wasn't on here that really pissed me off was To Be Hero X. And so I Googled it and I was like, why is To Be Hero X not anywhere on these?
Didn't get any.
And it's because, and so people are thinking it's because it's a donghua, and since it's not anime, but the thing that I can understand that because that's why Lord of Mysteries is on here. But here's my 2 things: why is it on Crunchyroll then? If it's not allowed to be on here, and second, why did a Japanese production company assist with this then, and it's still not on here? Because it's not fully a Chinese animation company.
Can that even be that doesn't make sense as the reason why, because they have Netflix nominees on here that are from American studios.
No, they're not. I did look it up. Summer Hikaru Died was not made by. That's why. What's it
I
called?
thought it was Sunrise, wasn't it?
So just because, so that this, but here's my point: an American company might have assisted, right?
Yeah.
But a Japanese company was there too. So now you have two different countries. So why can't we do the same for the two different
Exactly.
countries with 2B Hero X?
Exactly.
If you,
Let's talk about Solo Leveling. What is that?
well, it was
Yeah.
a Japanese. It was made by a Japanese animation studio.
Yeah,
That's
but
what. Yes,
everything.
I
I
looked
mean,
it up.
even Lord of Mysteries has hands in it from
Lord of
Japanese
Mys-
creators, right?
Lord of Mysteries was straight up made by a Chinese animation.
Oh, it's only Chinese studio. Okay,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So I can understand, I guess. But then here's my thing: don't put this shit on Crunchyroll. Then.
Yeah, I watched this badass show on your platform, and you're not acknowledging it.
But
At
that's
all.
why
Yeah.
Arcane. That's why Arcane was never on any of these because Arcane was purely made
Purely U.S.
by
yeah.
U.S. animation studios.
Well, what about? Okay, so how does that figure in? Well, I guess they didn't mention those. I was gonna say, like, the stuff like Netflix has turned out, like Devil May Cry or Terminator Zero,
That's why Castlevania
Same thing.
those shows don't get over.
Castlevania.
thing.
They have Japanese artists, but it's U.S. studios.
But because it's a U.S. primarily studio running it, so. But my thing is with 2B Hero X, you had two. You had Japanese and
it's a
Chinese.
joint-
So
joint effort.
why that to me is what didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I understand if it's primarily and you just grab some people on board to help, but like you had two.
Yeah.
So
Well, then, I mean, it's like Willie just mentioned. Solo Leveling is a prime example. It's still, it's two different countries, and it's not, I'm like,
Straight up
so how
Korean.
is that different?
Like we let a Chinese studio or a Japanese studio adapt this Korean, manhwa,
Yeah.
but because it's all Japanese studio animated, that's why it's in the running for shit.
yeah. So I did want to say that because that's kind of annoying.
It would have really wrecked the awards, I think, if they put it in for certain things. So
Yeah. And I think
Well, I
they
mean,
know that. I think they
it
know
would have
that.
taken off
I
the-
think.
Yeah,
I think they know that.
and it would have taken off 3 of these titles, in my opinion. 3 of these titles would have fallen off completely because if you stacked them against My Hero or To Be Hero X or Lord of Mysteries and put them in here, I think it would knock out, the Summer Hikaru Died and Takopi's, because they're the level of art and so forth is above those. I mean, I know I keep saying S tier, but I mean they're not blockbuster series. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
And the other thing is, right? So Studio Lan, okay, is the primary creator. Like they're like the main, and they worked alongside PB Animation with Paper Plane Animation Studio, which is like some of the Japanese and Chinese studios. And then they also worked with Aniplex, and which we know is a Japanese studio, right? But because Studio Lan is listed as the main production studio, and that is a it's literally so because it's a Chinese.
yeah, you're not getting in our
But it
awards.
literally says, if you look up 2B Hero X, it literally says it's a Chinese-Japanese animated series produced through a collaboration of multiple studios. So I'm like,
Yeah.
So if I was one of those Japanese studios, I'm just like, just because we work with them, I don't get no love.
I know.
Make
Saying.
the best visual, media things out there. Like, did you
Yeah.
not see our show? The shit was fucking bonkers.
yeah.
I
So
know.
I
And I
think
it's unfair, and I think a lot of that actually has to boil down to the fandom too, because the fandom keeps throwing out negative connotations when it comes to the Chinese anime or Korean anime, as far as it being it's not true anime. And I'm like,
this year Chinese anime is blown up because you got Super Cube. There's another
Link
one.
Click.
Yeah.
Link Click.
So I mean, and people are like highly rating these, and then 2B Hero X was like fucking bonkers.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was insane.
Bonkers.
The animation was crazy.
Here we come over here to this, And like that's why I was like, we'll probably do another thing for rants or something, because like I had a whole thing ready for Hero X, because I was looking at my nominee thing and I had it listed for several categories and like zero.
Yep.
But I didn't do the research, but Jackie puts it out like there's rules to this shit, I guess. 100% Japanese.
It's unspoken rules, right? Because I mean, they didn't put that out there as a standard, but yeah, it's an unspoken rule and it's not fair, and you know,
whatever. But I digress. So with Anime of the Year, if it
Yes.
was on here, I would have selected that. Since it's not, I'm on the same page as Willie that probably would pick Gachi Akuta. My Hero will probably win. If that's the case, then Gachi Akuta should win Best New Series.
Yeah.
Or
Agreed.
original, whichever one. It should win one of those, but I think it should be Best New Series.
best new
maybe?
series
Yeah.
or yeah,
I don't know if it's on original.
best original. I don't.
It's
No.
not.
No.
Which is crazy because it's original too. So
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
a very original story.
What is their definition of original anymore? I don't
know.
understand.
I mean, even then, you
What
would
is
think that
Come
To
from
Be
a
Hero X would be
100% Japanese.
incredibly original for them. It's an episodic series. It's not even, To Be Hero X is almost, it breaks a lot of the tropes as far as it's not, it's not linear, it's episodic. You don't have to follow the same character. You know what I mean? There's so many things that it could fall into these categories on, and it's like, wow, they just excluded it.
So I saw a link. It's to this website
Oh.
.com, and they ranked the probability of, or ranked the best, I guess, Anime of the Year nominees as their best chance to win. So number 6, they got The Summer Hikaru Died. Number 5, they got the Apothecary Diaries. Number 4, they have Dan to Dance Season 2. Number 3, they got Gachi Akuta. Number 2, they have Taco P. And then number 1, they gave it to My Hero.
Yep.
Really?
But they have
Wow.
P up there at number 2. I'm just like, look at you guys. They're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm shocked.
this will
I'm
show
shocked.
I am reading, by the way, I'm reading Crunchyroll. How are the categories defined, by the way?
Yeah.
And all of these is the recurring theme says primary production occurred in Japan. So I wonder if the primary production then did not occur, even though maybe the studio worked with it.
Should have a category for international animation then. Kind of like
Yeah.
the Oscars, we have best foreign film, best,
Yeah.
because I think they're really, shitting on a lot of great.
I'll be right back.
Great
Yeah.
studios and stopping a lot of, especially when it comes to the Chinese anime, like Crunchyroll, just bring that over. Unless, because I think what's the one China has? Is it Billy or something like that? Or they have their whole streaming thing or something like that. I don't know if they just can't get to make shit work, but
Yeah. Oh, and I did look at
not getting anything is a crime.
Yeah. That's what some people are saying is like they either need to make next year, they have to have a Dongwa category, or I think what would make more sense is what you said, is it's just international section, because there's also like India and Italy, like they make some of their own too. And same thing, even the US, like if it's US primarily made, then yeah, whatever you consider that. But I did read, so they actually do have on Crunchyroll like the voting process in each category and how it's decided. So best original anime says the nominee storyline should not be adapted from source material like manga or light novels, but is a new creation. And Zenshu did not have any of that. It was just purely an anime. And I think it's the same for Digimon and Gundam. So that makes sense now.
There was no manga written for those. Okay.
Correct. So now that makes more sense what they mean by the originals. There's no source material. It is just purely the animes.
It was
on its
written
own.
just for that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just feel like maybe they need to look at some of the
that.
categories again, because I mean, we could probably do without, some of the categories. like a character that must be protected at all costs.
I said that last year. I
bye-bye.
said, why do we have this? Just get rid
Yeah.
of it.
They just give it to you so somebody can get their cookies or their flowers. I mean, seriously, come on.
All I hear is blah 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 blah.
But I mean, obviously the music
blah blah
category.
blah blah blah.
are-
Anya
are-
Forger. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
That's all I hear.
Protect at all costs.
yeah. It's like,
Look at this shit. Just kidding.
is that the
Who the
best we could do? What?
Like, why is this a thing? That's like a fan favorite thing. Like, just get this
Yeah.
out there and put like a real category in there that
International films, or
Yeah.
you're
I really think that maybe with the growth of popularity for To Be Hero X and stuff like that, maybe it will get brought in, and they'll kind of change up their how the determination of these categories go. But
Yeah.
it's got to be when people broaden their horizons, because if not enough people are watching Lord of Mysteries, then it's not going to ever get looked at, or vice versa, So
concur.
Yeah.
Well, we broke down not even all the categories, just some of the major ones. So as you watch it, we'll break them down. We'll release the videos out per category. I think that'll make it an easier watch, so you're not having to sit through 3 hours like, where the hell did they start talking about anime songs? So we'll release it in segments for you guys to just catch up on. But looking forward to seeing who the winners are. You have until April 14th to vote. So if you heard one that you liked and you really wanted to win, make sure you head over to Crunchyroll and get this voting. Crunchyroll, you're not sponsoring us, but we're throwing business your way.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Next
Quid pro
time we
quo.
should be judges.
Or at least fly us out there, Crunchyroll. We want to be
Yeah.
there.
Give us a pass
100%. I would gladly
to
go
the
to Tokyo
awards.
for this shit
Hell
and
yeah.
sing your praises. I can be bought. I'm just telling you, I'm playing.
Yeah.
I have a price.
I have a mortgage.
I have a price. It's not
That's
that high.
insanely expensive for no reason. You can give me money. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
We can talk.
Legally.
Talk.
As long as it's legal.
Yeah. It's negotiable, okay? We can work something out.
I'm not so high and mighty, Crunchyroll. But
Yeah.
let us get back to our regularly scheduled program and then wrap up the show. Great show as always. I knew it was something that would spark some conversation anytime we start talking about awards and nominees and snubs and this, that, and the third. It was going to be a good discussion, but I had a great time. Discussing that stuff.
Absolutely.
Samesies.
And Jackie, once again, you make me feel bad that I haven't expanded out into the rom-com stuff. You're just like, oh, this is a great romance, and I'm just like, I feel like I should dip my toe into, genre.
I try with Jackie's stuff. I mean, it's like Taco P's Original Sin was Jackie's suggestion.
Dude, it was great.
That's-
That was actually
nailed
Steven.
it.
Steven's the one that put me on that. And I was
Thank
like,
you,
oh, we should
Steven.
watch this.
Oh yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to
Because he was seeing it on Instagram and he was like, yo, this has like a 9.8 on the episode. We need to watch this. I was like, what is it? And so then we watched it.
Sweet.
Nice. But we'll be back to business as usual next one. We have all your nominees for best will they won't they couples. We'll discuss that and see what the top 4 will be for that category of the bracket. Expect a poll to go out trying to figure out the next what was the next one? Battle duo. So the power couple, if you will. So the best couple that gets out there and gets the job done. We'll be sending that poll out for you guys to get in there and give us your suggestions. And the bracket is being built slowly but surely.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, Jackie. It was like just a close
you
up
have
on
something to
Hey.
I thought that was only on my screen.
Whoa. Okay. It's
I
Jackie.
didn't know I
I
was
thought
gonna
my
show
screen stopped.
everyone.
I thought I was just like, bro, at the end.
No, I was like hovering over. I was like, oh, I didn't know we can expand
happened?
these. And so I clicked on.
Oh. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
All good.
But the bracket is being built slowly but surely. We want to make sure it's one of the best brackets out there when it comes to this. So all of the couples are represented well. So we started out, hey, we'll just do 16, and there's no way we can do this fucking shit with 16. So stand by for that. Yeah, stand by for that. We'll get that out. You guys have anything to say before we wrap it up?
No.
Oh,
besides, thanks for tuning in. And go ahead.
Get us an outro, Jackie. Is that what you're working on?
Oh yeah.
I'll get it right now.
Go for it. I was just gonna say thank you for everyone who watches or picks it up and checks us out later, especially if you got any inputs, on our picks or what we think. Don't murder us too badly about our lack of support for Solo Leveling. If you love that, I'm sure they appreciate that you love their show.
Like, we're gonna watch it. We're not boycotting Solo Leveling.
It's not a bad show. It's just
we know what it is. We know what it is.
Yeah,
and people try to make it what it is.
Before it's an anime, I was all about it.
Yeah,
I still am. Some people are overhyped it. They're going crazy with it.
Going crazy. You got our outro? She's previewing it.
Yeah.
I am. I have 3 with us.
We trust your judgment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick one to take us home.
Okay. I'll do this one. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. If you agreed with us, congrats. You have incredible taste. If you didn't, that's okay. We'll forgive you eventually. Until next time, go hydrate, touch grass, and maybe you watch just one more episode or 12. Good night, weebs.
Good one. I liked it.
See you later, weebs.
Weebs.
Episode 29, Eat the Cake Anime. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.